Good afternoon, Illumineers. We are here at Nerd Rage Gaming over in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, and we have our 6:30 p.m. Tuesday locals that we host here every Tuesday. And we're going to be starting up with some fun matches today. For those that don't know, my name is Ray Ray, and I am joined with Zero the Hero,
Hello.
also known as Daryl, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling. See what we got going on here. I think we have David. Or Christian, sorry, I think that's David.
Those names are not right.
So we got Sean versus David here. David, I believe, is piloting purple steel, and then we have Sean here with traditional green steel with some spice.
Is that WCC Top 16 Sunday, Sean?
That is indeed WCC Top 16 Sean. Yeah, which funny enough, you can find his deck list in a couple videos, which he was labeled as Order 66. So yeah, what are your thoughts there on this matchup? Like, what are we going to be seeing on both ends here?
I think so the Sean on Gantu's, I don't remember. I didn't really look at, but I know he was a big advocate of Gantu for a while. So that's gonna be interesting to see because you don't see much Gantu, but that's gonna change things up quite a bit with some of the songs that might come out. If they can't be sung, then they're gonna be starting to cost a lot. But at the very least, there aren't any items in Purple Steel, so we don't have to worry about that at the moment. But yeah, an interesting matchup for sure. It'll just be, can Sean discard his hand before he kind of gets run over, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have your traditional green steel start with a turn one Diablo. So he gets to see the hand and kind of create a game plan based off of that information, and apparently
Oh,
sharing with us.
very nice. I really appreciate Sean for showing us his hand there.
Yeah, something he definitely didn't see in, unfortunately, the first round of top 16 at the WCC 5K on Sunday because, he had a really good run, and then unfortunately in that first round he just kind of bricked. So it looks like that's not going to be the case here.
All right, let's see what we got. I don't think I saw the Shift Diablo in there. I saw the Prince John. I saw Hypnotize. He's got the Pete. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. For David, he got his one drop broom and he got his two follow-up one drops. It looks like his list is a lot more aggro. 'Cause we saw the Honey Marin when he had to show his hand from the Diablo.
Yep.
And yeah, Shmi comes down on two. That seems pretty par for the course.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty standard start for Purple Steel is, one drop followed by two additional one drops. And then Green Steel, same situation. I think Sean would have liked to have seen the Shift Diablo, but yeah, he did unfortunately not draw it. So now David is able to play even more characters, and then also I think I saw a Strength. So if he does get that Shift Diablo, he's going to have an answer for it.
All right, that's very nice. But yeah, I mean, David's curving very well here. One drop into two one drops, and then now he has a Shmi and Diablo to follow, and he's keeping his hand healthy by popping those one drops, the very infamous purple one drops that replace themselves. So he's getting lore and he's getting cards, and it looks pretty good. But here comes the discard. It's starting right now, so.
Yeah, you played this card this weekend. WCC, didn't you?
Just a little bit. I'm not the steel variant. I just went more heavy on the birds.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Toucan Sam, some people
Toucan
referred them
Sam's,
to.
yeah. It is. There's quite a. It feels like a different deck. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty good for Sean here. He even got the Prince John down. He did sing with the Shmi, so I think that's pretty standard. We want to keep. We give up some lore early, but we hopefully empty the hand as we go. But yeah, David's on 4 cards right now, so it looks not too bad for him right now. We do see a Cobra in his hand, which means, I mean, it's an interesting thing here because when you're up against discard, Cobra it becomes
less
something of a worse
optimal,
card.
right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see that get inked here. So
Yeah, I remember when I was testing going against this card with Cobra, I'm like, man, this is such a powerful card, but yet I feel like it is just not good in the discard. And Sean notices the discard from the dock, so opting to draw from Prince John, which makes sense.
yeah, so that was interesting. I'm wondering, was David going for the dock because he was afraid? Because I think he only had one card in hand with the fox, I believe.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if he's trying to pitch it so that he could at least have something in case something gets discarded. But Prince John does draw off of that one discard, so That's going to be a little concerning.
Yeah, I think David's just opting to go a little bit more wide because I think that's where Green Steel may struggle a little
Hmm.
bit. But still, definitely with Sean having a full grip and now Muses, that can make this matchup a little bit rougher.
Oh, absolutely. We do see some primo songs in Sean's hand. I think I saw a storm next to a strength. Yeah, I think I see two strengths. I think that's what I see over there. So
Yeah,
looks really good for Sean here. He's got the songs, he's got the muses. He can probably start coming back right here.
yeah, and then Sean's still not questing at all, so he hasn't gained any lore. David's just turning sideways, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna quest. You solve the problem. I'm just gonna try to win the game before I'm completely out." So we have a strength coming being sung. Makes sense. Calhoun is kind of an issue. Bouncing Diablo.
Something very interesting here, though, is since the dock survives, we see two snakes in David's hands. So at least for the meantime, he won't be in pain from cards.
Yeah, no, and is able to restand the Smee as well if needed, but it looks like makes sense. Opting to take it out and then
Mhm.
finally questing for one.
Yeah, discard's getting control over the field, which is what they like.
So
Yeah,
now it looks like David has a Smee, a Diablo, and two Mims. So he has a couple options here with the snakes. He can probably play the Diablo, bounce it, replay the Diablo, or he could just bounce the dock and replay the Diablo as well. He's got a couple options here.
right. Um, yeah, I mean, it would be probably optimal to like drop all your cards if you're.
Yep,
Okay, there we
yep,
go.
this
Yep.
makes sense. It just put him in an awkward spot because now if Sean has one discard to get rid of that dock, David's going to be in top deck mode anyways. But I don't think it's the end of the world in this purple steel.
Yeah, yeah. So we do lose the dock there. Yeah, I guess it was a consideration to play the dock over the Shmi. If you do so, you would only have two cards though. So even this Hypnotize here would drop you down to one. So not the yeah. Maybe the Shmi was better there anyway. So
Yeah,
I think David knew what he was looking into here, and he was just trying to get a strong board at the very least if he's gonna lose all his cards anyway.
yeah, because I mean, every card you have in your hand is potentially a card draw for discard when you have a Prince John on the board
Of
as well,
course,
right?
right. Yes. So we'll like an empty hand into Prince John usually.
Yep. And
Oh,
then Sean just having the nuts
he
again.
had it all.
This is how he was winning all those games this weekend.
Oh yeah, of
So
course.
discard just doing discard things, and now David. His deck still has powerful draws. It is purple after all. Everything has potential incidental lore. Opting to take out the Diablo in case he finally drew the shift line.
Yeah, and we do see so Sean has a pretty good grip of cards in his hand, and still more songs to sing, never ending here. And yeah, David's down to just the white rose on the field.
Yeah, I think David's only chance of potentially coming back is really just playing anything that has more than two toughness or two strength.
Yeah, that's definitely required from his draws, or maybe a dock comes back. That could help a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, Sean did turn to Prince John. Well, normally, once you've discarded your opponent's hand, then we can start doing that. So,
Yeah, at that point, the Prince John's got a little bit less value. I'm going to assume he probably has another one in hand as well. But I think he's just trying to finally catch up on the lore gain. Another Lucifer. That's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, I think David was trying to hold the Cobra for hopefully some more value out of it, but another Lucifer in the hand will quickly take care of that.
Yep. Yeah, this is where you start to see Green Seal shine a little bit, where once you get the discard all situated, now all of his characters that can quest for two are going to be able to do so. So he's going to be able to, slowly but surely get there.
Yeah, and yeah, it looks pretty clean for Sean here. Not much. Yeah, friends on the other side will help a little bit here. Oh, a good thing Pete was on board to sing it, so
Yep.
we do still have ink if we want to play some cards. We see Genie and Fox, so not both. Both of them could come down. If we Genie or yeah, we Fox it. Oh, no, sorry, we can't.
Yeah,
Right? No,
unfortunately,
never
no.
mind.
Yeah, because he's only at five ink.
Yeah, my math is not the best right
If
now.
Genie was an inkable, that still wouldn't have been bad though, because then he would have been able to ink the Genie and replay the Pete, which is
Right.
very good against any of the discard decks, whether it be
Right.
green, purple, green, steel, because most of their discard effects are songs and
Yeah.
actions.
hmm
So,
Yeah, the fact that it's not inkable is a very big problem for David here because
yep,
the Muses is still on the board, so the Genie is not a very good play when it just takes your entire turn just to get bounced back. So
yep.
yeah, Fox makes sense there, and um, we just gotta hope that no, it's not gonna
He's
survive.
bouncing the Lucifer
Oh,
back.
and we're
Yep,
bouncing Lucifer back. That's gonna hurt when it comes
yep,
back down.
yep. That was the
Da-
writing on the wall, and
right.
I can't remember. Was David on the play, right?
I
I think
think
so. I don't remember.
it
But
might be because I think Broom came down first before
yeah,
the
it did before
Diablo.
the Diablo.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe so.
So yeah, I mean that's the power of green steel right there. Is it takes a while to start gaining lore, but the whole point of that match is going to be controlling the board, controlling the hand, and once you get there, go wide enough to start gaining 6 to 10 lore a turn, and then nobody's on grab your swords anymore or anything like that for the steel.
hmm
So the deck really only kind of loses to itself or top deck BCC slash B prop.
Yeah, sure. I think if David wants to find his way back on this game, one way to do it would be go super wide before your hand gets discarded, and then try to maintain that board state and like control the board that way. Because if you're questing for a lot there, then eventually Sean will have to answer even if he hasn't discarded your whole hand yet. Or, I mean, the other way is just once your hand's discarded, you gotta hope you top deck what you need and just keep going from there. Like some dock continuations, and you just keep going like bigger and bigger, and then hopefully you can just get a win that way. I did see a Gantu in David's starting hand, so he's running
Yeah,
Gantu, not
yeah.
Sean. There are some Gantus in David's deck though.
Yeah, got to a very powerful card as far as what the effect does. Not many decks are playing it. It does affect both players, so I think that's why some players are opting not to play it
hmm
if they're on a pseudo heavy action build.
Right.
So let's see. We have your turn one broom, which is typically probably the best 1-drop 2 play for purple, unless you have Diablo. But the 2 butt kind of helps.
Yeah, Sean inking has set my heart there. I think that's becoming a more popular card now with all
What
the.
does that card do again?
So that card is a 2-cost song, and all it does is banish an item. But with this recent metagame, it's turning out to be a pretty good card for green
Why
because
why do you guys hate me so?
we don't hate you, we just hate the cards you play.
They're just popsicles. They're drawing cards. It's just like you guys drawing cards here. Look, you guys are drawing cards. We just play items to do it. It's
Uh-huh,
fine.
right, of course. But the nice thing about that song is it's inkable. So in this kind of situation, we're up against purple steel, and you're not against items. We can just ink it.
Yeah, which makes total sense. And the fact that it's a 2-drop song is actually pretty relevant too.
The fact that it's 2-drop is definitely very relevant.
Yeah,
Oh, we see 2 docks. That's not what we want to
that is
see here.
not at all.
And
Yeah, and it's unfortunate too because I mean, he could just play a dock next turn for value because I think he wants to play the library before he pops the Chernobog followers.
yes, yes.
He did draw a Cobra, which actually is not that bad
That's pretty
either.
good. Yeah, because you have the free dock to throw
Yeah,
out here, so that might be a good play here. Because uh, so I mean, Sean does have some songs that he could target the
that
Cobra
is
with.
true.
Right.
Heffalumps and Woozles does
He
banish
does
the
run
Cobra.
Heffalumps and Woozles. I'm trying to think of his other songs. I mean, there's the Storm and all that, but he can't sing them yet. So
Playing library right now is also not a bad idea. It's got
it's
8
not.
willpower, so that's a tough card for green steel to deal with. I think David's just deciding if he wants to quest here or not. Um, he doesn't have the information. He's playing against steel, so it's very possible that Sean could just hardcast a storm to get value, like deny David card draw.
Yeah, if he has the song here, I don't think that's a bad play at all. But yeah,
Yeah,
I would probably have done the same.
scripted, scripted.
No, yeah, I definitely would have done the same too. But I think that was it was a calculator risk on David's part. I might have done the same as well. But no, yeah, the Cobra was another choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Do you feel like challenging the library here would is really ideal. I feel like gaining the 2 lore to try to outrace it until you get bigger bodies might be more relevant.
That is true, but I think what Sean is thinking is because since he's playing Green Steel, he's going to be spending a lot of time trying to get control over the board first,
Sure,
and in the long run, you might get outpaced by library if like
that's fair.
David's playing a lot of characters. Um, yeah, because you're not really a racing deck, especially. I mean, you're not racing against purple steel at least.
Sure,
Maybe if you're playing against red blue and they drop like a manner, then I could see maybe trying to race that, or
that makes
maybe.
sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, it is a concern for green steel because they don't really have the big butts to take out the library. So maybe any damage you can do right now, might be worth doing.
Yeah, so it looks like Sean's inking Hypnotize, which tells me he doesn't have a Prince John.
Indeed.
Playing another Ursula, wants that info, challenging, and then playing the Smee as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean the library is doing some good work for David
yep,
just by saving him a lot of lore right now. Yeah, 2 docks on the field. It would be nice if we start getting some crabs or foxes to start taking advantage of that to get some good trades.
yep.
Doesn't look like we have it yet though, but the fact that we still have the library is good for
Ooh,
sure.
look at that. Okay. So yeah, David has a Smee and another library in hand. So he played Broom to move it over there. So now, if he plays the Smee, he can banish the Broom, then draw 2 cards, one from the Broom effect, and then one from the library effect from the Broom getting banished,
Indeed.
which is kind of what you want to do against this card. You want to draw cards.
Yeah, makes sense, especially when you don't see Prince John yet, so it's kind of safe to keep drawing cards here. And yeah, especially I mean with docks on the field, like I said, I think you're fishing for crab or fox here to take advantage of it. So
Yep.
makes sense that you want to keep drawing.
So it does look like Sean has enough strength on the board to take out that library to kind of shut off that engine if he opts to, which is probably not the worst idea because he already saw that in one turn alone he got a lot of value from it, right?
Oh
He was
yeah,
able to draw 2. Um, so that might be something he does with the Smee and the Diablo or Ursula. But it kind of depends on what else he has in his hand.
ooh, it does. So it looks like that's the library in David's hand. So
Yep, he has another one
different
and a
choice for sure.
Cobra. I think
Yeah.
that Pete is going to be very impactful in this game as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. If Sean's like gets the muses on board or gets a 3 cost character like this Pete, then there's a threat that he can start singing songs back at you. So
Yep. Sean playing the Pete. The card is upside down because we want to make sure that we are not playing actions when Pete is on the board.
yeah, it's something kind of difficult to remember for some people.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, even this weekend, I unfortunately did it myself. My opponent made a lot of game actions. I forgot if that Pete was played that turn or not, and yeah, I called the judge on myself. It was solved. We
uh,
were all player. We've all played against each other multiple times. Chicago community, we're there, but we're trying to keep it as clean as possible here. So we see the Oh, that's a Queen's Castle.
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, it's a
I thought that
Queen's
was
Castle.
library.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh
that's a
man.
Queen's Castle, not a library. It's a difference.
Oh man. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but I do think I saw in Sean's hand the Shift Pete, the green steel one.
Oh,
So I don't think that Queen's Castle is gonna be on the board for too long.
yeah, that is one of the problems with Queen's Castle. It's a little easy to knock out. I mean that is a really nice addition for Green Steel to set this Pete because before this Pete they had struggled to find much damage, enough damage to take out like locations like that. So before this set it might have been easier to just like location spam on them, but
Yeah.
Big Pete, Big
Yeah,
Pete
because I
takes
think
out the
their only
castle.
best option prior was like Cricky, right?
I don't. Did they even run the
I don't
cookie?
think they did because
No.
they just didn't care.
Yeah, they were just like, I hope I hit enough, or eventually they'll hurt my beast so
Yeah.
that he can be strong enough to take
Yep.
out these
Yep.
locations. Another dock though.
Jeez, David saw
Yeah.
3 docks this game.
A
I
field
mean,
of
no
docks.
Prince John from Sean, so he hasn't been able to get any value from these docks.
That's nice. That is nice. Did he just top deck the muses? Is that why he's laughing like a maniac?
It's very possible. He's probably gonna huffalumps the Cobra. That's why he's
Yeah,
laughing.
that's why he's laughing like a maniac. There we go.
uh, Has a Muse trigger, hasn't declared anything,
I don't
so
think he wants to bounce the dock back.
yeah.
So that's the thing. What he's thinking about right now is maybe he wants to bounce his own Ursula back. That's also a
Yeah.
good option. So
Yeah, not a bad idea. So that way at least he can use it for ink
yeah,
and or just restand to get hand information. So that's the nice thing about Muses. So yeah,
oh,
didn't use the trigger.
didn't need it.
We'll call
Yeah.
him out on it later. Oh, he's a scrub.
I mean, maybe he didn't want to. You know, you want to retain some of your board advantage here.
I don't know how he made top 16. That was a fluke. All right, so now we got David. He's got a removal. The Honey Marin's nice, gains a lore.
He does have strength in him.
A
He
double
has
strength.
double strength, but he would. That is not.
It's 4 damage. Or 3 damage, yeah, because
yeah.
it's exerted.
Yes. He's hoping to hit it again. Would be my assumption.
Yeah.
But we do have the muses on the board. You're probably not going to be able to strength again for that much strength. But I mean, he has to get rid of the Peach somehow. That's probably just what. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yep. I think David sees it like, discard. I'm done with this.
Yeah. No, it's a hard one. It's a
Yeah.
hard one for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we expected. With purple steel versus green steel, purple steel is one of those decks that's very aggressive. Will tend to vomit their hand, and their best card draw is also effectively a card that discards. So it kind of fuels, what Sean's effectively trying to do with his deck, and kind of he benefits from it, right?
Yeah, and I think game 2, David just was a little unfortunate there. He drew multiple docks, didn't have much follow up, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean if maybe if he got some bounces or something, that would have helped a little bit. But still, like having 2 cards in hand and probably playing or inking one, and then suddenly this card's gonna start hitting you again. So
Exactly.
no problem. Is that the legend I see on screen?
It's the legend himself, against a fellow colleague of his, Raymond. And I don't know if is he playing like mellow yellow? Is that why it says yellow?
Yellow without the
Is
W.
that what the yellow green is called now? It's mellow yellow.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad. I see some green. Oh, I think that is what he's playing. I saw.
Well, I think the ketchup mustard king himself called red blue Pepsi build or something. I think we're going down the route of
just food and drinks.
food and drinks. Yeah.
Ketchup, mustard, Pepsi, and mellow yellow. I like it.
Yeah, so if I was to guess, I'm gonna assume Raymond's probably on Sapphire Steel. I know that's what he played at the World Class Cards this weekend. So unless he's opted to swap his deck there,
I think I see some green cards as he's shuffling there.
oh,
So maybe he
he
is
playing
on
some
mellow yellow.
spice. Well, we'll definitely see here.
We'll see in a second.
Yep, the legend is on red blue.
Red blue legend.
I think the legend won the game 1. I don't know if this is game 2 or 3. They're on game 3, so they have one each. This is where it matters. This is it.
Right.
For all the marbles. Oh, that's a pretty good thing. Popsicle and a Hiram. Does he have to turn 2 ramp?
Is that 3 Hirams?
You can never have enough Hirams. Trust. If you only have 1, you're missing 5 more. That's
true.
how it works. Oh, I think I saw Akita. He's on yellow steel? Okay. This is going to be interesting. So, yeah, so this matchup, what's your thoughts?
I'm still not sure what Ray's playing. I thought I saw some green cards. Is it yellow steel?
It might be. It might be this.
It's yellow.
Oh, yellow green. Okay.
Oh, this is live on the screen.
He might be playing. Do you think it's yellow green discard or Dogs? Because I saw the Kita.
If you saw Kita, it could just be.
Oh, I saw dog.
You saw dogs. All
right. I saw the tramp.
We have
that
dogs.
is a card. That is a card.
Who let the dogs out?
It's not vulgarity. There it is. The tramp.
Yeah.
And then into the merfolk.
Oh,
yep.
merfolk. Okay.
I think he's playing Jack's List.
Okay.
We're talking a lot. Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, another deck that made a pretty good appearance this past weekend was a deck by Jack. I can't remember his last name, but he's from Southside Gaming, and
Ghosty.
he got top 16.
Top 8.
Top 8 both days?
Yeah.
Okay, top 8 both days. Nice. Yeah, so definitely a very powerful deck.
Yes.
As we see here, Merfolk into Daisy Nala. So, yeah, the legend, I think, is going to try to, get to Sisu as fast as possible. I think that's his only out. Oh no, and he's not ramping. This
Oh,
is
he is
not
on
looking
ice
so
bar
good.
too. Okay, but he has all 4 items. That's
Ooh,
not bad.
that is not bad. Playing a Scrooge for free, getting value. I like it.
Yeah, if you're gonna have to spam items in the beginning, if you have a Scrooge, not the worst thing to happen for sure.
Very true. Getting a 4/4 body, as we see, Daisy has 4 toughness.
Oh, he picks the dime. That's interesting. I saw Coil and
Yeah,
Fishbone on as choices, but he's going for the dime.
that is definitely interesting because I see his hand is Maui, a Tamatoa, and a Hiram.
Hmm.
So I think getting another Inkable might have been better. I don't think Dime's ever gonna come out this game, to be honest.
Right,
But
right.
hey, the legend is named the
Yeah,
legend himself,
you know,
so he
we
knows something I don't.
we mortal men cannot begin to
Exactly.
fathom what he's cooking up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think so. Here, if you're playing a Turn of Dogs into red blue, I believe you just go fast.
You go zoom
You
zoom.
go zoom zoom and hope you zoom zoom faster than they get to Big Sisu.
Yep. So that's a third coil effectively because we have one on board, one that he chose to put on bottom from Scrooge,
And we know
and then
one
we
he
won.
chose to put on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think he's gonna play Hiram here to get some card draw, but it's still looking a little rough. Probably popping popsicle
Yeah.
makes sense.
The rate is at 7.
Yep. The Scrooge is going to be very impactful here. I'm going to assume he's going to take out the Daisy. Oh, we're
Oh,
choosing
he's
the
going for the
Merfolk.
Merfolk first.
Ah, it
Oh,
was all part of the plan.
oh my God! I just couldn't understand the Legend's thought process.
Oh man, that was he. The legend over here is playing 4D chess, playing checkers. Like that's what's going
Absolutely,
on.
absolutely. He's like, I have to discard anyway.
uh,
This dime should be in my
uh,
discard. Yeah, that makes so much more sense.
he's like
The
Scrooge. I'm
Legend.
Scrooging for a discard option,
Yes.
but still questing for 4 here is pretty good. So he's at 11 now, which is a very dangerous number. But you know he still has a Scrooge. He's probably gonna play a Maui next turn.
Hmm.
The question is going to come down to: does Raymond have the Chernabog?
Does he have the Chernabog? That is going to be the deciding factor here. We do know he inked a tramp early on. Not sure if. Oh, okay.
That is the card. We're just missing triggers here, left and right.
Hi.
Oh, he drew another
Oh,
one.
he drew another
That's
one.
toxic.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
I mean, we still got to get up to 7 ink. So
we
it's
do have
not
to get to 7. He
quite
has a
over yet.
sail, so unfortunately he can't ramp and play Maui. He has to do one or the other.
Yeah, and he probably wants to pick Maui here because he kind of has to stem the bleeding that is coming
Yeah.
off of this field. Maui takes out Nala, and now we see a modicum of control come back to Red Blue's side.
Yep.
And he's still drawing cards off the Hiram, which is very nice. That's
Yep.
one thing against these kind of aggro decks, Yellow Green. They don't really. Well, I mean, Yellow Green has a shot with the new Tramp, which can possibly give you a bunch of strength
True.
to knock out the Hiram, but that's still 6. Like 6 is a little hard to reach still at some points.
That is true. Yeah. What set does Daisy come from? I believe that was the last
Daisy.
set. So yes, we should know what that card does. I see where you're going with this,
Is it?
but we digress.
It might have been 2 sets ago.
Was it?
It might have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all a blur. This whole year and a half of kinda, I don't remember what card sets have come back from. I just know that blue cards exist in this set, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Tramp, I guess, is a new card that's been seeing a lot of work as well.
I think the legend just has too much like red blue knowledge in there. No space for the daisy triggers.
That's right.
You don't even think about that at all.
The trigger doesn't exist if you don't let it happen, right? Donald Duck here, going into bodyguard mode, giving him the extra lore, so he should be gaining 4, going to 15 this turn, and playing a daisy. That's pretty good.
Oof, that is a lot.
Hopefully they'll update their dice here to signify that. Yep.
Oh, there we go. All right, 15, and unfortunately we are at 5 ink on the legends, and not enough to be prepared just yet. We'll see if he has another answer.
See, that's the other thing. Cards don't exist if Big Sisu banishes them all. So
Right.
that is true.
But
That is very true.
no little Sisu on the board. We
No
can't
little
quite shift
Sisu.
it yet, unfortunately.
Oh well, there's that. So the issue is he unfortunately he needs to find ramp here to have a chance. I think he found the Tipo, which is huge. So he can Tipo ramp here, and then the following turn play Big Sisu.
That's true.
And he's able to do it pretty effectively because I would assume one of the two will challenge the Donald Duck, the other one the Lilo. He'll quest for 3. The issue is if Raymond has a go-go, I think that will be game.
Oh, that is a good point. Not every Trainer Dog's deck is running that go-go, but you know, it's
It,
it'll get you there. Oh,
oh,
Legends on Workshops.
yes, and I forgot he actually has B prep in hand, so he could just B prep next turn
Right.
and then follow up with a big Sisu. So maybe that's why he's opting not to ramp this
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, I think the only like if we considered ramping there would be so that we don't lose our own board.
Right.
But it makes sense here where you probably can't think too hard about that. You have to just
Yeah.
use everything you can to control the board here. Especially in with this line, if we start with the B prep, then if we had if in the other situation, if he had big C suit first and then had the B prep anyway, he would have lost the C suit. But in this way, after the B prep, then the big C suit can stay on the board.
This is true. My only concern with it is if he sets up the big Sisu, you able to wipe Raymond's board, right?
Yes.
And then the following turn, Raymond drops Chernobog. Now that puts the legend in a very bad spot. Whereas the big Sisu can then sing the B prep, and he can still establish his board.
That is true. Another consideration is if Ray had another Ursula and you lost the B prep, that would also be a bad
right.
situation.
So we already know he's playing against the Ursula. So, I mean, I don't think you TPO the B prep because you still obviously want that as an option to deal with it. Because, I mean, obviously, I don't know the Legends list. I don't know if he's running Let It Goes or Maleficence or anything to deal with a big Chernobog. But
yeah, I mean, he has a pretty substantial hand of like some cards. Like I saw Hideaway that probably won't matter in this matchup. So definitely would have TPO'd like anything but the B prep. Even if you lose the B prep, it's a risk worth taking for sure.
So yeah, it looks like Raymond's at least questing for 1 here. I think he might be thinking if the Daisy is challenging to draw cards with Rapunzel.
It could be. Yeah, it looks like he has only a couple cards left in. He has 2 or 3. 2.
Is that a go-go?
Is that what he's considering? All right, he's going for the quest here. And the legend finds a Tamatoa to add to his hand.
Or was it the 6-drop or the 8-drop?
The 8-drop.
8-drop, okay.
Big Tamatoa.
Okay, so now he should be at 18 because he looks like he quested with both.
It does. I think is he counting Chernobog? he did fan out his discard there. Oh, he had the go-go.
He's opting to just. I mean, to be fair, all the legend does have a Sapphire Coral and an Ice Block, so none of his characters would have had gotten damage. It does have a Popsicle as well, so
yes,
the go-go would not have done anything.
Yeah, because Ray's characters right now has really low strength. They only have 1 strength each, so it makes sense that you want to drop this. But it is a concern. We'll see what's the legend is going to go for here. He has 7 ink. Yep. Oh, he's a little Sisu now. Okay. Yep.
So it looks like it kind of worked out here.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to be able to have the Maui probably challenge into the Daisy, and then have the Scrooge take out the Ursula.
Yep.
So that kind of works out.
And then I saw he still has 2 big C-suits in hand and the B prep. So many answers in case things go wrong. But unfortunately for Ray, I think the legend came back and has control of the field once again.
Yeah, go-go is not so great when Sapphire Coral and Ice Block are on the board to negate, that 1 or 2 damage.
Yeah, for sure.
But Raymond, again, he should be at 18. I don't think he's updated his dice for that. Bringing back Lilo makes sense. I think he definitely needs to hopefully find a Chernobog here.
Chernobog would help for sure.
Yep.
I mean, the legend does have B prep, but it would force him to play it probably. I don't want to say probably. I don't want to say things for sure anymore because the legend has proven me wrong about 3 or 4 times so far.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's definitely going to shift Sisu here. Makes sense. Gain some lore. Start getting back into this game for the lore aspect of it. So yeah, we'll see what he decides to do here. He's inking with Fishbone. That's the
Yep.
shift math.
Yes, sir.
And then I think, unless he wants to do Fishbone Quill, I think the legend likes his items that he has on the board, so he's probably gonna opt out of drawing.
Okay. Maui cannot quit yet. There you go.
Did he really just think that Maui quested for one?
He was counting that. Wait, there's no lore pip there.
He must have a new upgraded Maui that
Oh,
only
yeah.
the legend himself has. So this is interesting. It doesn't have the Cogsworth on board from like set 2 or 3 that allows reckless characters to gain
yes.
one lore.
I forgot about that card. I
Yeah.
was like, Cogsworth. All right. Yes.
So I would be surprised if he dropped it. Oh, there's the B prep. So if he drops a Chernobogs here, he might be able to come back, but I don't think he has it.
I don't think he has it.
Nope.
That was close though. If he had it.
Yep. No. Oh, he has the big Tamatoa. All scripted, by the way. Remember
All
how he
scripted.
threw that dime in the discard? I think he's gonna get it back.
Oh my gosh.
It was all part
He
of his
was
plan.
thinking 10 turns in advance.
4D chess, I'm telling you.
Just
He
another
doesn't like
BGC.
that Ursula.
I mean, Ray is at 18.
Yeah.
Any lore is a little dangerous there.
That's true.
If he gets up to 19, maybe go gets you there. You know,
Right.
That's something to be worried about.
Yeah, I think Raymond did not see the cards he needed there. So yeah, that's gonna go to the legend himself
The
in
legend
3
himself.
games. So yeah, very solid gameplay we have going on today. We have different decks. We didn't just see blue versus blue versus blue versus blue. So we got to see a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's like the Sunday WCC, not Saturday.
Yeah, because I think the top 16 there was like all blue except for like 3 decks.
Yeah, 3 decks.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're here again live from Nerd Rage Gaming over in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We have our locals every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. So yeah, if you guys are ever interested, come on down. We have some awesome gameplay here, and we are going to continue on here shortly.
Shout out to AC in the chat.
Shout out to AC. You should have been here. What's going on?
I know he ditched us.
We'll see you next week. Hello, Lumineers. We are back here at our Nerd Rage Gaming locals here on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. My name is Ray Ray. I am joined with Daryl, aka Zero the Hero.
Zero the Hero. Yeah. Find me on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. We have Daryl here. That is a content creator. He's got some pretty cool videos that he's posted. Especially, I think you're going to be posting one soon about world class cards. I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably.
Not to call you out on anything.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so we have we're gonna be starting round 2 here shortly. We have a couple players that are gonna be coming up with some spice. We're gonna see the legend again.
Legend.
The legend. We're
Mhm.
gonna see the myth.
The myth.
They're not playing each other at the moment. But we'll have both players on the stream here shortly. But yeah, so we're starting to get a little bit of a crowd here. We normally have a little bit more than 8 players, but I think we're all kind of drained from
Especially after
this
this
past
weekend.
weekend. Yeah, I think all of us went up there. We're all for the most part members of Lords of Lore. So Daryl here, he actually made top 4 on Sunday. He wasn't there Saturday, but he did make top 4 on Sunday, which was a pretty good accomplishment, I would say.
Yeah,
Into that crowd.
I wasn't playing blue.
Yeah.
So
Oh, here we go.
super accomplishment.
Yeah, true, because you were on green purple discard.
Yes.
But yeah, we had some really good players there. I think overall there was about 6 to 8 players that won Golden Mickey. So
There were a lot.
there were a lot of players that top 8 at DLCs. We had Zan there. We had DKP there.
Jalen was
Yeah,
there.
we had a lot of people there.
It was really cool seeing them all.
Yeah, it was a very cool event overall. So I'm not mad about it in any way. Looks like they didn't get the memo that they got to wait to start. So it's okay. We didn't get too far into the game.
No, I missed it. What did the Legend Inc? I need to know.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got Julian here on the right. Looks like I think he's on Amber Steel Diggy Diggy Hole, if I remember play testing him against earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And the legend, we saw a little snippet of him last round. He's on Red Blue Workshop. And yeah,
Workshop. That's
another-
super cool.
another
With unconventional tools in his deck too.
yes, it is.
Oh boy.
I think I saw him top deck or draw a Maui's Fishhook there too.
Yes, there. Yeah, we
Yeah.
see that there now.
Oh yeah, shout out to AC for making top 120 both days there. By the way, the event had about 124 players, so good job, AC. Wasn't bottom 4.
AC,
So
I mean, here's the thing. I think he won the people's vote. People were like screaming for him.
true,
everywhere.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
And-
everybody knew him.
And he won the raffle, so
He did.
He made more money than a lot of people there.
That is true. He won the raffle. It was cool what they did there. But yeah, so we got here a Cinderella, typical turn 1 play into a Smee, so that's pretty solid. Again, another typical play by Red Blue, drawing some cards. Had Popsicle, turn 1, Sail, turn 2 ramp into Popsicle. So definitely establishing what Red Blue does best. And then Julian looks like he's going to go, obviously, on the aggro train.
Ooh, he's got the pennies in his deck, so yeah,
Does.
very. Oh, with a Benja, no more popsicles.
Julian said, no more drawing, please.
That is the hope. So yeah, because that's what two of the popsicles. That's the hope that Hiram's kind of like stopped in his tracks a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, as per usual, questing here, because that's the name of the game. Get to 20, that's how you typically, I don't know, actually, I think that's the only way you can win Lorcana currently. I don't think there's anything that you have in, like, other card games where,
I mean, that's not entirely true. You could mill your opponent.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, so there is alternate lose conditions.
And if there's Donald, it's 25.
It does cost 25 lore, which there was a deck list this last weekend that was running
There
a one
was.
of, I think,
Yeah.
which is pretty spicy. And I'm actually curious how often, if at all, that came up.
Yeah, I think everyone's been asking, and I don't think anyone got an answer.
Yeah,
yet.
no. But it would be
oh,
cool to get an answer and see exactly how that works. So
Absolutely. But Legend does find a nice block, so
Yep.
we have the shot here for another draw too, if he would like, and it looks like he likes.
Yep. And that's the one thing about the workshop build is they are typically close to 20 items. So, a third of your deck is going to be items, which is just fodder for Hiram to draw more cards. So, one of the nice things I liked about that variant.
Oh yeah, this is very interesting because when I was playing at WCC, normally I thought if I hit like 2 or 3 popsicles, then I'm kind of safe from them drawing. But we saw the Legend has unconventional tool. He has
Yep.
ice blocks. a lot more one-drop items that he wants to pitch if he so chooses. So,
Yep. Yep. So drawing all the cards, he played the fishbone to start ramping. I
he has
think
fishbone too. Wow.
yeah, I think he wants to try to get to that 7 and 8 mark for B preps, big Sisu stuff. So that's where Julian may be wanting to see a Pete soon to protect against the B prep. But it doesn't look like he has that. He looks like he has another strength, Benja, Rapunzel, and Calhoun.
Oh, there is another Benja if he wants to break this Quill.
Which Quill's a very powerful effect when your opponent has Sapphire Coil as well. So definitely not a bad decision here.
Yeah, there we go. Down goes the Quill to another Benja. And yeah, it looks like there's strength in his hand, Rapunzel, Calhoun. And
Yep, adding
all right.
4 damage there.
And challenging the herb.
Ooh,
That is
take it
very
out.
nice. I do like
Very nice.
that combination right there.
Questing for 2. All right. Yeah.
And
Who
now,
is the real legend?
yeah, it's really nice for Julian also that his Shmi is kind of set up to be healed by Rapunzel next turn. If the legend can not take care of it this turn. He has Maui.
It does have a B
He has B
prep.
prep. All right.
So
I didn't see that. Or did he draw it?
I think he drew it
He
because I
drew
don't
it.
remember
Oh
seeing it
my
either.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's why we call him the legend.
That is indeed why he is called the legend.
Wowie zowie.
So now Julian's in a pretty rough spot because unfortunately he's only at 6 lore, which once the red-blue player is, and again, this is unfortunate matchup. Like Amber Steel in general has struggled a little bit against red-blue. They did get Pete, which helped a tremendous amount. Obviously Daisy and some other aggressive cards like Lilo, which allows them to gain a lot of lore early on. But if they don't get past 10 before the first board wipe, it's probably GG from my observations from playing the deck myself.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. Julian got a bit of tempo with those Benjas, stopped, or he tried to stop one of the draws. Unfortunately, there was still an ice block, but I mean, not as optimal as popping the popsicle, obviously. And then he did break the Quill, but as we see sometimes, I mean, even with 2 Benjas, if the legend finds what he's looking for with that B prep, then we're still kind of in dire straits here.
Yeah. So good point, AC. Fun fact: the legend in French is called legende. I don't even know how to.
I don't know
pronounce
why
that.
you even tried.
I
saw that. I saw that. I was like, I'm not going to try because I'm going to butcher it.
Well, fun fact: Julian is indeed French, so I am going to get confirmation on that.
Yes.
And I'm going to see if AC is lying to me. I feel like he's lying. So, fun fact that the legend himself can do if he so chooses. Killing or banishing it seems probably smarter, but I would have done the fun route, which was play Popsicle and heal it and give him hope.
just
to give him hope.
I mean, you could think it's kind of BM because he has Rapunzel, so you're just
Right.
like, don't draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave it on board.
You can get
but
that
don't
2
draw.
lore, just no drawing.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, we do see the diggy hole right there, the mine.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we have.
So it looks like we might be having some technical difficulties. So if you're not able to hear us, we do apologize. Looks like they're going to continue on with this game. I think we're good. Yep.
We're good.
We're good. Just because it's April Fool's. See, exactly. This is why today is the best day of the year for that simple reason.
Oh.
Why is the legend just so awesome? Look, man, if I saw what he's seeing at all this weekend, it would have been great.
Oh, yeah. How did you do this weekend? right.
I mean, Saturday was not so bad. Saturday,
you guys did pretty good.
Yeah, Saturday.
Updated there.
Yeah, we, I was able to, unfortunately, I bubbled out. I got 20th. It was cut to top 16. Unfortunately, my opponents did not do so well. The opponents I had when I played them
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they didn't do so well throughout the rest of the tournament. Most of my opponents I was able to 2-0, but because of them not doing so hot either, kind of ruined some of my tie breaks. But that is the nature of the competition part of it. But on Sunday, that's why I'm saying Popsicles, Hiram, those cards don't exist when I played on Sunday, let me tell you.
No.
I could never have seen any of those that day or Maui when McDuck Manners were out. So I mean, again, part of the game, variance, it exists. So yeah, I did not do so hot on Sunday, but that's okay because you, Ivan, and Sean
Sean,
crushed it.
Sean, top 16
Crushed it.
Sean from that we just saw last round.
Yes, indeed. Julian did pretty well this weekend as well. I think he was able to go 4-3, so he just missed it
Oh,
by
it's close, yeah.
one match as well.
A lot of the lords did very well over
Yes,
both days of the
yes.
weekend. So
I mean, the AC even dodged getting bottom four, so that was pretty cool.
I think AC had play of the game.
He did have play of the game. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. We shot it out because there was a card nobody had ever seen before, like Thomas O'Malley. Is that what it was?
O'Malley.
I don't even know.
Oh, that was play of the game for sure.
Yeah. All right, so interesting decision by Julian opting to play the mine. I think he's just trying to use all of his resources.
I do think so. It's not the best to drop on the board with Maui, but I think he top decked the penny because he didn't have it before. Which I
Yeah.
mean, we saw him inking it a lot because like in this matchup, she's not as good as in others because she just grants resist to some of your allied characters that doesn't really help against red blue, unfortunately.
Yep. Seeing the power of the workshop here. The legend played workshop, then played popsicle, paid an additional one to draw additional cards. I mean,
Ugh.
just doing phenomenal, really.
Yeah,
and
Tamatoa just
carding.
quested for another popsicle, and then we get the workshop again for another
Yep.
draw. Oof.
Now, if he still had the fishbone quill here, he would have been able to ramp pretty aggressively.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Looks like he has a
Scrooge.
That's a Scrooge.
That has to be. I don't think we're exerting popsicles for anything else. And there we go.
Yep. Oh, Austin's in chat. Yeah, you crushed it too. You made top 16. I think you actually made top 8, didn't you? Shikiki 6969. I can tell you, Da Tomas. We'll just stop there.
You're not gonna finish that thought?
Nah, we're good. We're good.
Alright.
So yeah, we got
We got a lot of Julian fans in the chat.
We do.
Now I'm rooting for Julian. Even though the
indeed.
legends are just because, we love a good underdog story.
Yeah,
I guess.
true.
Yeah.
Did we happen to see what Scrooge got? Was it a dime? I think it was, right?
Oh, I was distracted. My apologies.
No, it's fine.
I do
think
see
it
a dime
was
in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or the Vitalosphere. It must have been a dime, I think.
I think Julian's really wishing he had a whole new world right now.
Not a bad card. It's something to think about, but in these mine decks, obviously, we don't really play with those.
The legend playing around Go-Go makes sense.
He's learned.
Yep.
He's adapted.
Even though it's the no Go-Go in the deck. But I think he's opting to keep the Scrooge for the simple fact that although he tried to do it last game where Maui gained a lore, but I think after our conversation outside, he learned that Maui indeed does not gain a lore.
Right, so Scrooge makes more sense to keep where he could quest if he so pleases.
This Rapunzel's a pretty feels bad, just drawing one card.
If only the B prep didn't come down, then we could
Yeah.
have had a different story here.
Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall here, especially with a big Tamatoa out already. I mean, he's going to be gaining at least 6 lore this turn, if not more, going to 13. Yeah, because the legend is at 7 right now.
Right, and he's gonna be able to fish back popsicle, and then since the shop is still on the board, we're gonna be able to get even more cards. Unless, we're just getting the items now.
Yeah, we just get them back now.
Just get them now so that the Tamatoa can quest full power with them.
Absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense.
He's also got a fishbone, so you can actually play fishbone here if he chose to. Ink 2 cards, play popsicle just to gain 7, 8, and 9 lore this turn. But he's like, you know what? I am April Fooling's you, and I am just going to get rid of that Rapunzel now because I can, and we'll just win next turn.
One thing that I was just thinking about with this workshop build is also we see a lot of red blues nowadays. They run only 2 of the 6-drop Tamatoas because they don't really have that many like 1-drops or items in general to fish out of the discard. I'm assuming the legend can go the whole 4 because so many items in this deck.
Yeah, definitely seeing this power of the Scrooge being able to be special summoned as we've called it in our little play group. Yeah. Calling it special summoning effectively for free just by exerting these items. By the way, The only item on the board that does anything while exerted is the Maui's fishhook.
Hmm.
So like there's no downside to exerting these items to play it currently on the board, and that's the case with most of the items in the deck. So Scrooge is very powerful.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with this kind of board, I don't see a route where Julian can come back here.
Yeah,
Especially with
no,
two of those Tamatoas, and
yeah,
I think we knew for sure that the legend also had a
the
dime
dime,
in
yeah,
hand. So once
yeah,
he quested with a 6-drop Tamatoa and dropped that, I think that was game. So
yeah. Julian needed to draw B prep there.
yeah.
That was his only way out.
Oh, if only all the colors
His
had
only
speed
way
prep.
out. Yeah. Unfortunately, in Lorcana, you are restricted to only two colors, or else. I, I'll be honest. I think, and granted, it would mess up how they balance the game thus far.
Mm,
But if they broadened the restriction to be like three colors, I think the meta would be way different.
like
Obviously.
like any cards from all three colors.
Yeah, I mean absolutely. You
Oof.
restrict it to three colors. I mean, you can maybe make it so that you can't have more than 20 cards of a particular color.
Sure.
I mean, there's different ways you can go about it, but like, could you imagine if every deck had access to, ramp? That would make certain cards in other colors, like,
Oh yeah.
green, blue. We have like the Clarabelles, but you know, maybe in a different color combination, the turn 2 or 3 ramps could maybe help out with that. But that's just a dream.
Yeah, I think in that scenario we might be. I was gonna say something like, oh, like every deck would just be XX red or XX
Yeah,
blue
true.
or X blue
Yeah,
red.
it also gives aggro, you know,
Oh, more access.
more
True.
access to more aggro cards,
Yeah.
and also just uh, I will start what I want.
We're in,
I
in
want
between games. We can talk about whatever we want.
exactly. See, we get it. I mean, it doesn't have to actually obviously take over the way the game is right now, but other card games have adapted and made different things happen, whether it be, like Magic with Commander or, you have rotations and builds. But I think it would be interesting.
Hmm. Yeah.
I
I-
am all about April Fools. Today is my favorite holiday of
Of
the
course
year.
it is. No, yeah, I mean that is an interesting thought. I was thinking also something like, wow, like some decks could just like splash a color, they can be like, oh, they can go their 2-color route and then they might just, add 4B preps or something
Sure.
to just,
Yeah.
just make it feel a little better.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've talked about many different things to come about for multiplayer or whatever it may be, and how they can make it interesting to add additional stuff. Um, okay, I think we have a die-hard Julian fan because I want to say that's French, and I am not gonna attempt to butcher that because I would
Are
not
you
only
sure?
embarrass myself. Okay,
You were doing so
Juju
good.
man
Oh no,
amor
no,
gagne pot nous.
no. Oh, I think we just lost the whole French community right there.
No, we're
I
fine.
apologize for my co-caster.
Oh god. Okay, Julian's really explosive start here. This is something that Red Blue does not want to see, which is Daisy into Cinderella. If it was a triple Daisy, it would be even worse. Oh, we got a smile from the legend
There
himself.
we go.
Oh,
Oh, you
take
guys
a
are asking for
screenshot,
it.
guys. Oh my god, he's laughing. Oh,
You're
we will
asking
not
for
see
it,
this
and there we
anywhere.
go.
Oh, if you didn't take a screenshot, you're cooked.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah,
See, Juju win for us. I was close.
yeah. Triple Daisy would have been super nice there for sure. But 2 daisies, I wouldn't say no to it.
Is that Mel reveal? Oh, is it Mel? Is Mel tuned in? Rooting for Julian?
On a burner account.
All right, so Julian here, able to quest for 5 this turn. Going to 7. I think he's playing a Lawrence. Oh man, this is a very good start for Julian against this color combination for sure. Because the best the legend can do next turn is going to be playing Grammatala or ramping. But then that is or Baby Sisu probably, if I was to guess, or a Brawl. Because if not, Julian is probably just going to take this game away.
We do see something that Julian has been showing off, which is, I think that's the Rapunzel's Tower in his hand.
It is.
And it does give everything +3 defense. Sorry, I
Correct.
forgot what it's called.
Willpower.
Willpower.
Yep.
Yeah, +2 willpower. So, interesting card for sure. I mean, not the craziest against red blue, but we can see sometimes it does really help. Where you could keep Shmi's going for
Yep.
longer. You could just give Lawrence a little bit more
Exactly.
for staying power. Little
Oh,
Sifu though.
Julian dropped a card, gave some intel. I don't know if the legend caught it. But yeah, Baby Sisu coming out, threatening the shift line. I don't think I saw it in the legend's hands, but
Oh, we do see. Yeah, I mean now we see the mine in Julian's
ooh,
hands. I think he's definitely considering playing that and then docking to follow.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, Neverland is very good against steel decks. In this deck, against red blue, not so much because Sisu says 2 strength or less. So it doesn't care if you have a willpower of 100 or more.
Oh yeah,
It's just going to take it down because of the 2
we're
strength.
talking about Rapunzel's tower.
Yes,
Yes.
sorry.
I was
Yes.
like Neverland. Neverland's pretty good against
Yeah,
red blue too.
no.
Anything, yeah.
So yeah, we have here quest for 5
Oh,
Daisy
okay.
Trigger.
So instead, Julian decides he's playing the mine, and then he's moving Lawrence over to get rid of the little Sisu, which is really nice actually because Julian Legend was going to hit 6 ink next turn. He had the
Yep,
option to shift, so I think that was a better move for sure.
absolutely. So now he has double Maui in hand. Can't play both, can play one. And he has a decision of what to do here. I'm going to assume it's probably the Daisy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense. But yeah.
The other option he could have done was slam the Tipo into the Lawrence, taking out the Lawrence that way. I guess it just kind of depends on if he wants to potentially see cards from the top or not.
Right.
With him playing a more heavier item build, it makes sense to take out the Daisy because those are more items going to the bottom.
Oh, another mine. Very nice. And now the dock can come
And
down.
now the dock. So if I remember correctly, Mind, it only pings for 1, but if it's a knight character, or is it a
Yes.
dwarf?
A knight.
Knight.
Yes.
Okay.
So if a knight goes on it, then it'll ping for 2.
Okay. It
But
can only be activated once a turn.
once a turn. That is
Per
very
mine.
important. Yes. I
Alright.
actually learned that I think last set where
Yeah.
I was trying to play around with that mine and yeah, big wake up call. But I mean, I'm not sure how relevant. I mean, it will help, pinging. But I think the relevance of the second one here is that Maui has a big decision. Oh, very nice. We also have
Nice,
to
yeah.
we have to storm also because now Maui has a big decision because there's 2 mines,
Yep.
which it can't take 1, but it can't take both. Not only that though, there's just still this Lawrence that's questing for 2 every turn
Yeah.
that he has to consider taking out as well.
Yeah, the legend has a pretty good hand in this spot, though. So he has a Maui right now on board.
Yes.
He can probably swing into 1 mine, B prep, because he has a B prep.
Yes.
And then the following turn, he can play the additional Maui
He
to
has
take out the
another
other
Maui.
one.
That's
Yep.
true, and that might be that is the line that he's going for right
Yep.
here.
Julian's still going to be going to 14 or 15 because I can't math. So he's gaining 1 here, going to 16. But yeah, so pretty good spot he's still in because now, again, it's one of those things that everything he plays needs to be solved by the legend himself.
Yeah, and that was the B prep done already.
Ooh, and a Pete.
If only the peep came last night.
This is
We're
dangerous.
turning it upside down.
Note taking. We got to do it. We don't want people singing songs with Pete on this stream.
Of course, of course.
Not
Yes.
anymore.
Maui's gonna come down for the mine, of course, like we knew. And Vitalisphere, and it looks like Legend's Hand is Hiram and Scrooge. Not very
Yep.
bad because there's also 2 popsicles still active.
Yep. Yeah, so obviously Julian's probably going to quest here to 19. We'll get a Daisy Trigger, see what we see. I always like doing that first, just so you can see what you're potentially walking into.
Right.
Because if you see a big Sisu off the top, you know you're happy. May not do so well. Hopefully we remember the Daisy Trigger.
Daisy Trigger.
Daisy Trigger!
Daisy Trigger.
Daisy Trigger!
No, you forgot.
I don't think they remembered. We try to do it.
It's a mandatory trigger, right?
It is a mandatory
I think we gotta
trigger.
tell them.
All right, I think. I think we had our homie do it. Was it the Scrooge?
I think
it was the
it's
Great
the Great
Stone.
Stone.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All right, we're good. We had our producer go out there and yell at him for us. He was a great echo for us, so I appreciate that. Good guy Zeke. Come
Yeah.
down to Nerd Rage Gaming here. He's here all the time. Great dude. He helped get this ball rolling. So huge shout out to Zeke for
Oh,
that.
I think the daisy trigger helped. We got B prep off the top there. Maybe not. Oh, oh wait.
Yeah, it's he needed
He needed.
like a brawl
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'm surprised he opted not to play the Scrooge. Well, it's I
Okay,
think he needed the
okay.
characters to be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah. He needed the B prep
yeah.
there. Yeah, so we're past that
Okay,
point.
okay, Julian. All right, we got one
Julian was
back.
cooking there. So yeah, now we're gonna be going to a game 3. Here, which I think the legend was on the play game 1. So yeah, this is one of those that if Julian's able to open up with like triple daisy, that's gonna be very helpful.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or super aggressive line. Otherwise, it might get a little rough here.
Yeah, I mean, even I don't know, even on the draw here, because the legend gets to be on the play now. Being a turn ahead, maybe the triple daily is a little more salvageable,
Yeah,
even if he does reach it. But we'll have to see how that pans out.
true. So let's see. What kind of matchups did you have this weekend?
My matchups,
Yeah.
sea of red blue.
Is that why you just crushed all these red blue players' hopes
Oh
and
yeah.
dreams? They came in thinking they were gonna just
No, that was the
rock it.
best part. That was the best part. Yeah, I also fought a blue steel. That was my very first round. Didn't
Okay,
see it again after that.
sure.
But I was pretty prepared for that one too. Amber steel, I felt a little weak to, and I did lose to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
is
I
it
was
the whole new world Amber Steel or more the Diggy
no,
Diggy like Julian was
just
playing?
it wasn't diggy diggy, but it was straight aggro. Just raced me down. But by the way,
Uh,
for you guys that don't know, I was playing with the Diablo purple green discard deck. But yeah, red blues were all pretty par for the course. But my last round before top 16 was purple steel,
okay.
and I got to use my improvise to take out a giant cobra, and that's real.
That was your biggest hype
That was
moment.
more hype than top four. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, that's
But
fair. Yeah.
no, yeah, no. I mean, the funny thing is, when I Diabloed, I saw it in his hand, and I'm like, I'm keeping this improvise to take that out. I don't care if I lose because I did that. I was
Yeah.
like, this improvise is staying in my hand until I take that cobra out,
Absolutely. That's
and I did it.
hilarious.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy how good that card is, but it can lose or it can be banished by anything that as long as it's a legal target.
yeah, yeah.
So giving it the +1 strength. It's like, oh, you had it for a moment and then you fizzle away.
Oh, that's perfect. All right. Well,
Not the start Julian I think wanted to see in this game.
no, it looks like he's I don't think he has a 2-drop
I
in him
don't see a
either.
turn 2. No,
Yeah.
multiple 3s and 1 or 4, and then looks like a strength as well. He does have a couple benjas, but unfortunately the legend did draw 2 popsicles.
That is a lot of
That's a
obstacles.
late Cinderella there.
One B prep in hand and one big Sisu coming down soon in a theater near you.
Yeah. Yeah, opting to ain't the Rapunzel because I don't think it's ever going to come up in this matchup, to be honest. Because all of his stuff will probably be banished by that point and or just not be able to do anything against any of the characters that the legend will be playing himself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we're coming down here. Little Sisu. Okay, I was wondering if he had a 3-drop because he opted not to play the Hiram and went for the ice block. So
Yep.
yep, little Sisu on the Cindy. Just make sure no shenanigans with those songs.
Yep.
And this looks really rough for Julian, unfortunately here.
Oh.
Oh, I guess we got some good tunes.
Yeah, looks like we might have some technical difficulties.
Can they hear us?
We like the tunes. We love them. So yeah, this is our commercial tunes. We're vibing. Love it. We got DJ Zeke on the mic.
Judge question.
Huh?
Judge question if you
Sure.
Ah.
Listening to the tunes. The tunes are
the two.
The music. Oh, all right. I think we're okay now. Sorry about that. Yeah, my co-caster just had to step out because he is the resident judge, and there's a judge question. But, yeah, let's see it here. Julian, turn 3, we got the Lawrence onto the field, and then the Hiram dropped. So, yeah, this is gonna be tough to salvage for sure. 4 cards in the Legend's hand. And what are we considering here? We got Strength in hand. We got a Shmi, Rapunzel. I think there was a Benja. I believe I saw the Benja. But not any crazy targets for the Benja currently, with just the Ice Block and the Popsicle. Hiram is on the board, but with so many items, we just know that he's gonna keep being able to draw, regardless. And Rapunzel can't really hit anything right now either. It's just not a great situation to be in. Yeah, I mean, Lawrence would make sense to be dropped, or yeah, he's considering sticking here. Yeah, that makes more sense, I think. So we strength away the little Sisu so that it can't be shifted, and I played out of Lawrence. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured would be the situation here.
I am back. What happened?
Mr. Judge has come back. Yeah, so not too much. So we had Lawrence on Julian's side, and then Hiram on Legend's side, and then Lawrence sang to get rid of Sisu and played another Lawrence. So.
Anybody that plays Susu deserves to have that Sisu get back. 100%.
Especially before it shifts, because we don't like that. But I mean, the Lawrences are pretty beefy until they get run into, so that's very nice at least.
Yeah, just took care of a judge call. It was a very fun interaction. Hopefully, we can get to that game. So we'll see if we get there. They might finish prior to that. But yeah, so we have Julian has a pretty good board. I do see the P or the Be Prepared in the Legend's hand.
Yes, it is there. He is at 6 now though, so again he prevents the shift on the Sisu, which is very nice. But I mean the Lawrences were pretty big anyway. But you know with Hiram on the field, there was the option where Hiram could have like run into the Lawrence to enable Big Sisu to take it out.
Yeah.
The Legend's considering Sapphire Coil, it looks like.
Yeah. He has a couple options here. He can continue to ramp, which looks like what he's going to do, and then probably play Coil. Oh, no, Vitalisphere makes sense. Giving his next character Rush. If Julian doesn't go wide enough, I would assume he's probably going to still pull the trigger on the B Prep, assuming Pete is not played. He just drew the Pete, though, so that could be huge for Julian.
Yes.
Was there a big Sisu in Legend's hand?
There was, yes.
Okay. Still, if there is a big Sisu, it's not going to take out too much. He has the option of having the Hiram slam into the Lawrence to bring it down to 1 or 0 strength and taking out one of them, but that's still...
Oh, we're going to go for the Hiram removal, which does make sense. We do lose Happy, though.
Bye-bye. Why does Happy... Oh, it's a 2-1. That's right. Interesting. I like that. I like that move. We have Pete no actions.
Pete no actions.
We're gonna have no actions happen next turn. I can believe.
Yeah. So we did play that. We're not inking yet again. So we're still on 3 here from Julian's side, which is okay, but we really don't get the option to go much wider here. We know the Legend has our Maui though, and yeah, I did something think about the Maui could trade against this Lawrence for free, which is an option. Another option is it could take out the full strength Lawrence, knowing that we have Big Sisu in hand that we could follow up with later.
Right.
But we do have to think about the Rapunzel. That is another
right.
Thing.
Yeah. So the Legend has Sapphire Coil in hand as well, so he can play that. Ink probably the Workshop if he wanted to. He also has Ice Block. So yeah, he can really make things super small here. I think he's going to just do the big Sisu.
Oh, because we can ink twice, right?
Yep.
I'm so not used to Red Blue playing Fishbone Quill. I'm like, oh, if you're gonna ink, you're not gonna be able to use it yet. But
yeah, very powerful effect
yes, that makes more sense.
Yep.
For sure. Sapphire Coil was not on the field yet though, so this Lawrence gets to live another day at the very least.
Yeah, so Ice Block already showing its importance here as a one or two of in the deck. Just making sure that the Sisu targets are in ranged a lot more efficient here. And Julian recognizing that, so choosing to banish it with the Benja.
Yes. Unfortunately, he's just at 6 lore here,
Yep.
coming up with this quest, and Red Blue is fully online with 8 on the
Mhm.
board. So very uphill battle. I think Julian has to fight here, especially with these huge characters like Tamatoa,
Yep.
where Amber Steel is probably going to struggle to remove for sure.
Yeah, Julian, not very hard ahead in this game, unfortunately. And because of that, another line the legend could have taken was, singing the B prep with the Sisu to then play Tamatoa. But with him being at only 6 lore,
Right.
it makes sense not to be prep there. It's not a very very threatening board, especially when his Sisu's questing for 3. So is Tamatoa this turn, potentially even 4 next turn. Because I think I see a Popsicle and a Maurice Workshop. Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely something to consider if Julian was way more ahead in lore. But now that we know that we have time here, it's completely fine to just go this route and just slow burn and just start questing because Sisu does quest for 3. So
Yep.
yeah, very very helpful. But yeah, we do see Julian playing out his dock now. He discarded the Calhoun.
Yep.
And I think that Shmio just played this turn too. Yes.
Yes. So Julian opted to take out the Sisu with his Lawrence. He already knows that Tamatoa is going to be questing for a ton. So trying to slow down the lore gain that the Legend's going to be performing this turn.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think if you're start like in this situation where you have to start trading into these big characters,
You've already lost.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, especially if we look at the Legend's hand, he has a lot of. He has the B prep,
Yeah.
which is the panic button in case it gets there. But
right. Yeah, and he has even more items, so he can just keep drawing cards
yeah,
here.
we see the benefit of this workshop here. Very nice. Yeah, and then Great Stone Dragon. I know some people who like to say that's just free draw.
Yeah, that's just free draw. You're reusing resources you've already have used,
Right.
which is pretty good.
And we see this big Tamatoa here getting very, very big value in all of these items that are on the field.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I just saw Julian had Rapunzel's Tower. Oh man, we're special summoning a Scrooge.
Special summon.
Oh, this is writing on the wall, even because now, Whiffaroo.
Okay. Well, we now
Put
know
those
all
on
the
the
B
bottom.
preps are at the bottom of his deck.
Yeah.
Maybe we have a shot here.
So yeah, Julian now with the Rapunzel Tower, it gives his characters toughness or the willpower to be able to slam into the Tamatoa, but unfortunately, just if I get math is correct, that's only 7, so it's not enough to take out the big Tamatoa. It's another Benja, so you could get rid of the workshop, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a location that gave strength instead, that might have done a little something there.
Yep, makes sense. Take out the workshop, draw some cards.
Get some dock, get it back. Oh, strength to raging fire. Do we? Oh, Benja can sing it.
Does he have 2 of them?
He has 2 of them.
Unfortunately, he can't sing twice. But if he do 5 plus the Smee, take it out.
Okay,
oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was trying to do math.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know why I'm
stopped the
so
bleeding.
slow. I swear I'm usually faster
Yeah,
in math, but
no.
I was like 5 plus 2 plus 3.
Yeah, Julian making the comment.
Yes.
It's never over.
It's
He
never
says
over.
it's never over.
It's never over. How dare we?
Let's go, Julian. All right, so now Legends is still obviously in a pretty good spot.
that was a mighty prep,
Now he's probably like, all right, we need to stop this. We're
Okay,
just gonna
let's
play
see.
B prep.
B prep.
We're gonna show you that you really were never in this game. We'll make you think you were. Sick rips there.
Yes,
Yeah,
there it
just
goes.
the B prep, and then obviously he has the Great Stone, so he can use that effect to put the Scrooge or another character into his Inkwell Exerted, just to, like you said, free card draw.
That was a very nice rip off the top
Yeah.
of the deck for Julian, though. That
Yes.
kept him in the game for sure.
Yeah, it allowed him to. Okay, now we have a mine. He doesn't know that the Legend has a Maui.
You know, I feel like I'm not 100% sure, but I think Julian would be performing better against a more traditional red blue.
True.
But
Yeah.
but the Legends is packed full of Mauis, packed full of these items.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
The only thing I haven't seen is like a Maui shark, but I think his is like a hybrid of your traditional stock.
uh-huh.
Plus what
Oh my God, are we special something? We are special something once again.
why would you pay 4 when you could just play it for free?
Oh my gosh,
Look at that. It's an item that's crazy. I never would have thought.
amazing.
Apparently he's wanting to pay 1 extra. Come on. You're the legend. It only costs 3, you silly goose.
I can't even comment on it. I've been doing math wrong all day.
Doing the Great Stone effect,
Yes, Great
and then
Stone.
probably just passing here.
Put that Tamator into ink.
Yep.
And yes, I don't think you can play anything else there.
Julian's still not out of this game per se. The Legend's hand, if I remember correctly, is not the best.
Yeah, it's a Maui and a Fishbone. I think I saw
Yeah,
a Fishbone.
so he does get to get at least 1 free card draw here. Might just play the Maui just to have it available. Is that another Maui he drew?
No, it's a Sisu. I think he did draw a Maui, but I think he just drew a Sisu off the top there for.
Oh, here's the power of the workshop yet again.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe I should have been running this last week. Man, I never saw items or Hirams, and he's just seeing them all.
All the items.
Literally.
Right there. Oh my
And they just
gosh.
found dime.
Just drop it.
True, I do just need to draw better. So yeah, the Legend now has a Lucky Dime, a Sisu, and a Maui. He drew another Daisy. Not that bad. The
but that's
Sisu's gonna
strength.
eat one, and then definitely the Maui is probably gonna eat the other one.
Yes.
Daisy effect. We do it. Ooh,
Oh,
you don't want to
okay.
see that.
Okay.
You can see the expression on Julian's face.
Oh,
Drawing a big Sisu.
man, Julian though put up such a good fight. That was
We
very
are
impressive.
lucky. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm in this booth.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because I'd be losing to the Legend
Let
right
the
now.
Legend? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What
So
you guys didn't know is I decided to cast today to dodge the Legend.
Yeah, big brain. Big brain. It was all last minute decision because the Legend does not announce when his attendance is going to be here. He's going to grace us with his legendariness,
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call it, his presence.
Yeah. Legendary
So
presence.
kind of dodged a bullet there, so that's good. Just draw better. That's a Zeke 2025, his statement of the year. I think Julian's
very well
sees the
played.
writing on the wall with a Lucky Dime, a big Sisu, all this stuff. So
No, yeah, I mean, mad props to Julian though. I'm looking at like seeing the way like he put up a fight against
Yeah.
the Legend. Like I still think against a traditional red blue that deck has legs, and that's saying something because Amber Steel struggles into red blue. Like this was
absolutely.
a bad matchup to begin with. But yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, we are back on the backup match here. I'm going to assume they're going to game 3. So we have Christmas, aka
Christmas.
the myth himself, playing David again over here. So there was a fun interaction. This is actually the judge call I was called out for. The myth is playing Christmas, green, red, and he's on a card called Hercules. Or the Hercules Returns.
Yeah.
So that's the new 5-drop action that allows you or each player to play a card. I think I probably should have brought it up after the fact. I think they both revealed it. But the myth ended up playing a big Sisu.
Oh, yes.
And so there was trying to figure out how the triggers resolved because David played a Madam Mim snake. So it was just one of those things like seeing how the triggers would resolve and everything like that. So
that's interesting.
Was
So,
able to solve it, yeah.
Okay. Am I correct in saying that Sisu goes off first?
Yes and no. So the way it
Okay.
works technically is that the active player decides how the triggers are resolved in the bag.
So he can decide.
Yeah, so
Oh.
in that spot, it makes sense that the Sisu would resolve first, so
Because
that
you want
then
it to,
because then David would be able to effectively protect one of his characters by bouncing it back to his hand.
Mhm.
So that didn't happen in that way. We are in round 2 of our locals event here. We are in our backup match here. We're in game 3. of red green versus purple steel.
You missed the legend. You missed the legend twice.
You missed
Round
the
one, we
legend.
thought the
Oh my
legend
gosh,
too.
did you see that? The myth went into the darkness, the void for a second there. Only he can travel through the void from time to time. Okay, and now we see Purple Steel doing what Purple Steel does, which is gain lore and try to gain it fast.
Yes, we got the Cobra drops. That's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure if the myth has much to free, like, just cheat taking out the Cobra. It doesn't look like it, but
Yeah, I mean, he's got a couple actions. I just don't know if he's on. So when I was out there, he's on the 4-drop Robin Hood.
yes,
That when
yes.
it quests, it plays. I think he has it in hand,
I
actually.
did see some of those shenanigans, which are
Yeah.
really, really fun for sure.
I just don't know if any of them are actions that can target it besides maybe potential like Dragon's Fire. So it's not as cool as like,
If not close
improvising
improvise, maybe
the
maybe we should
giant
consider
cobra, but
improvise.
yeah, absolutely. So let's see. We have Diablo. Is that okay? Madam. Ooh, okay. Looks like we're gonna bounce that Cobra back because now that we're not playing against discard, Cobra is a lot better than it was in that matchup earlier that we saw.
Yeah, we get to bounce it back. Hopefully later on discard another card. Well, okay, this is very nice. You can see in David's hand he also has a dock.
Yeah,
And
and
that
a Gantu.
yeah, Gantu. I think Gantu will be very helpful in this matchup. Actually, I was just saying, in a matchup where he's not as helpful, we can just pitch it,
Yeah,
boom Cobra, then boom Dock, right?
yeah.
But I don't know. In this, well, now that Robin Hood's on the field, we're free playing actions, so
Right.
Gantu won't be as big. So well, we'll see what David decides for sure for here.
Yeah, so I am curious, because I know David doesn't play the game as often, but he does have a lot of Magic experience, so I think he will understand that free means free. So any taxing that Gantu would provide would be
Yes.
negligible.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep. So he understands that we're
Yep.
at that point where this Gantu is just not good.
Right, right. So we're just gonna go Cobra, like we said, and then Dock. Now that we have an empty hand, very nice.
The awkward part is with David playing Doc there, the Myth himself was able to draw 2 off of the Diablo trigger, so that's very nice. And anytime a Robin Hood survives, you have to turn it sideways and see what you get, right?
We gotta see.
You got to see.
Diablo. Bruno.
Bruno's pretty good.
And that is the only option here. So Bruno.
So
We don't talk about him.
we could Bruno the Cobra just to get rid of
Just
it.
to get rid of it.
We could Bruno the Fox. Probably not ideal.
No.
I think it's
we
Cobra, right?
just Cobra, right? Yeah.
But who knows? The Myth may see something we don't see.
I'm wondering if the myth is thinking of that. Like, oh, this will just completely get rid of Cobra here, which is nice.
So again, fun fact: Bruno actually technically does resolve. They're gonna call a judge. I'll be right back.
Okay. Here comes the judge. Oh, no, he's already raising his hand. They already know. So it does resolve here. Yeah, we're just resolving this effect. We're just getting a judge call here to see how this works. Oh, but now that we know that, are we picking the fox instead? It looks like it. Okay, so it looks like after we figured that out, Bruno is going to hit the fox instead. Return that to hand because we don't want the Cobra to come down.
And he hits the Fox. Nice.
Oh, very nice. Yes, and then he's going to take out the little Diablo with his big Diablo.
Very nice. So yeah, I figured once David saw the vanish, he's like, I know this is how it would work in Magic, so let's make sure it works the same way in Lorcana, because sometimes the rules are a little different.
Indeed.
Close but similar, or different enough. So
Yes.
yeah, so we're opting to David was again nice guy David, because I don't think the Myth knew exactly how that worked.
Oh.
He is then opting to let him effectively do a takesy backsy for last one, but now he's like,
he's
well,
hitting him
let's get
anyway.
rid of this Cobra now.
That's
We'll just
interesting.
hardcast it. And we got a snake,
Okay.
which is also not bad of a rip because now the Cobra can't be returned. So
That's nice.
it's not bad either.
Right, and the Cobra is ripping cards out of his hand every time he plays it. And
Yep.
the Doc is already played, so at least in the meantime, that's not going to be able to. Oh,
I think he has another
He's a
fox.
fox. He's another
Yep.
fox. I didn't see it.
Yep.
That's
So
smart
there we
to
go.
keep it alive there, especially since we had to get rid of Robin Hood right here.
Yep.
I saw the genie, and I was like, "Oh, is he playing the genie?" But there was
No, we gotta get rid of that Robin Hood. That Robin Hood's effect.
Absolutely.
Too good.
Oh yeah. Also, you get to preserve your dock, of course, to
Yep.
be able to be played again, which is very nice for David's deck, which seems to
Yep.
like to go a lot faster, based on some of the cards we've seen so far. And I'm just reading the chat right now. What is going? AC, are you trying to steal this man's identity?
Olaf Mana?
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Yeah. What is going on? So opting to play the Doc instead of what do we? Oh, so we have Genie and Cobra. Sure. Probably wants to keep the Pete in case he sees another Robin Hood. Is my guess. Because that Pete kind of shuts down the Robin Hood. Because although you can play actions for free,
You
can't play
win the
actions
Pete.
when Pete's on board.
Yes.
I think he's trying to value the fact that Pete says no to
No.
the Myth stack. We
Well,
have received 100 messages today with Restream chat. What's that mean?
I'm not streaming on Twitch yet, so I'm not
Fair enough, fair enough.
entirely sure. But
It's got to be good though.
yeah, I might start soon, so I should look into that.
Very nice.
Let's see what the myth is going for here. So he has 7 mana, seven ink, sorry, or 6. Oh,
It looks like 7. It does look like 7.
it's 7. Yes. So, no,
So
I think it's
playing the
6
Ursula.
actually.
Oh yeah, it is 6. Yep.
Yeah. Ursula. Yeah, we cop a look at David's hand there. No songs, but still scary to see. He knows there's a Pete there now. He knows there is the. Oh, and he's gonna make him discard. It looks like. Genie, Pete, or the Cobra. We're gonna go for Genie.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of a nice hit for the myth here because now your Diablo's just a little bit safer.
David has not found one single answer for this Diablo, which has been pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean he's had some chances to put that Genie down, but I guess it's hard because when you're up against green, there's always the chance that there's a Kit Cloud Kicker or
Right.
something, and it's just not a definite play, especially when you have definite answers like Fox taking out Robin Hood. It makes more sense.
Yeah. I think the dropping the Genie was the simple fact that it's an uninkable. And I think David's looking to potentially ink. And really just valuing the Pete and the Giant Cobra for this matchup. Because with David being at 14, Giant Cobra could just win the game. Seeing the Pete, or if he drops a Robin Hood or a Shark or something like that, the Pete's going to be very valuable. So yeah, now with Maui Shark hitting the board, if he plays Pete next turn, that Maui Shark can return an action, but is not going to be able to play it.
Right.
So it's not going to be doing anything, gaining lore-wise. So David's kind of effectively good to quest next turn with that in mind.
Yeah, it is also kind of well. So I saw a bit of the myth playing last round. He has some very interesting cards. I know, like I see AC talking about this being a good deck, but he's got some really interesting stuff. Like he's got the Hercules that we were talking about that tried to resolve. He has the large 9-cost Floodborn Prince Philip, which I'm assuming he's comboing with this Queen of Hearts, the green and red one, which hurts everything that enters the field.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
okay.
I saw him pull that off a little bit last round. So
very nice.
Yeah, very interesting there.
All right, so I think David's actually in a very good spot here. So if David plays Pete this game, he should just win. Because of Queen's Castle, he's going to be able to gain 1 lore. Or he went to 16 this turn. Gain 1 lore from the Fox, goes to 17. The Pete will probably stay on the board.
Yes.
So then that takes him to 18. And then Giant Cobra just wins him the game.
That is very valid, yes. Especially since the myth has to answer the
Yep.
Queen's Castle, which will
Right.
probably use up his Maui Shark's attack because everything else doesn't seem to
Yep.
have much right there. But
So if David could just play Giant Cobra this turn, I don't think it hurts, especially now that the myth can't play actions. Because the myth definitely has to take out that Queen's Castle, or obviously it's just GG, right?
yeah, I would say. Well, okay, we see a goat in his hand too. Oh, he
Right.
can't. He can't play the goat though. So
Correct.
I think to your point, playing the Cobra this turn is probably correct. I mean, he does have 3 cards in hand, but he
Yeah.
probably has to ink one if he wants to play something. But we don't really. Yeah. Okay. So this was the other option.
Yeah.
We either play it now or we don't play anything, so
Right.
that we don't get the Cobra discarded
Yeah.
because that's very important too.
That is a good point
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Yeah, because if it was Bruno or anything, well, it can't be Bruno.
Can't be Bruno.
And I do believe the only discard besides Ursula, they're all actions.
Yes. Oh, right.
Yeah.
there's
So
the
with Pete, so I
Yes.
think we're probably good.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, definitely makes sense getting rid of that Queen's Castle. So now I just have to see what the myth may have that can potentially get rid of this Pete. 'Cause if we can't get rid of the Pete, that should be GG.
Yeah. I was gonna say well, yeah, no.
What we got here?
I was saying if David had inked, but no, he doesn't have enough cards. Because
Yeah.
if he had an extra card, if he had inked last turn, if he ink again, then he could have just finished anyway with
Yeah.
Goat and Cobra. But no, yeah, I think this is where it ends.
Yeah. So now with Pete being able to quest going to 18, the Giant Cobra discarding any card he chooses, he can make it spicy by discarding the goat,
Yeah.
and that'll give him the dub.
Noteworthy though that the myth did take a game.
He did,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I wish we could see that game. I want to see this green raid pop off. This
Yeah.
is such a fun deck.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the writing on the wall. David has taken it in 3 with Purple Steel, and it was a very good match. It looked like the myth was kind of in the driver's seat up until the very end there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
those Pete's definitely came in clutch. So
Yeah, I mean that's the scary part about this kind of like purple steel,
Mhm.
where you just slowly keep gaining lore and lore and lore and bouncing, and
yeah,
as long as you keep having docks, you keep having cards, and then eventually the finish line's in sight. So
yeah,
keep the
absolutely.
kiss.
Yeah. So yeah, we are streaming here over at Nerd Rage Gaming over in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Our locals are Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. every week. This is our second week streaming our games. We're looking to do this regularly. Feel free to come out. You know, it's awesome. You know, I used to play Magic here,
Mhm.
Modern, and one of the things I used to love about the streaming was the fact that you know you can always come back and rewatch your games and
Oh,
see
yeah.
like, did I misplay? Did I not misplay? What could I have done better? Or man, I just had the god hand. You know,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of things you could take away from it. So we're gonna take a break and then we'll be back for our final round, which is round 3. So we'll be back. players, welcome back. Like we said, short break here. We're ready going into round 3, our final round here over of our locals. We are going to start off with a fun little match. We saw Raymond earlier on Dogs, and he's going to be playing Cat on Green Steel.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gonna be a fun matchup. I was
Yeah.
actually very curious which deck will prevail here, because discard wants to get rid of your hand, but Dogs is gonna
Value from
throw
that.
up the hand onto the field anyway. So if they go fast enough, then
Yeah,
it
and
might
then
just-
Green Steel
yeah.
has the removal as well to like kind of slow it down.
Right.
So, and Dogs is okay with their stuff in the discard because it makes their
and
Chernobog
then
quicker.
Chernobog
So
comes out.
it
Yeah.
could all come down to one single Bruno that's going to determine the match, to be honest.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that goes. We will be figuring out when we're going to be doing our set champs for the next one shortly here. But once that is figured out, we will announce it as soon as possible so that can be added to y'all's kind of roster of set champs you guys may be hunting down this upcoming May. So
Oh yeah, it's super fun at set champs at NRG.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I would assume we will probably try to stream that as well if able. It's just going to come down to when the weekend is that we decide to do it and how it's going to come down to other events that Nerd Rage does. Nerd Rage is an awesome store. They host a lot of TCGs.
A lot.
They also recently started hosting Flesh and Blood, which is a game that came out a while ago. Has kind of had a, I guess you could call it like a diehard player base of like people that will play it, but not necessarily, I guess, the most welcoming. I guess I think it's intimidating
Oh, I have no
to a
idea.
lot of players. Yeah, I mean the cool thing is that I know at this store at least, starting at 6 a.m. There's a couple players here that
Wow.
are doing like teaching moments
Ooh, that's
for
cool.
the game. So
That's very cool.
yeah.
I love that for TCG communities whenever we get that.
So we got Ray over here on Chernodog,
Chernodog.
not Trinadogs, but we're working with it. So similar to like Chernobog, it just ends with a dog, because it plays a bunch of dogs.
Yeah, ladies and tramps.
Yep.
Lots of them.
Absolutely.
Ooh, very interesting cat. Looks like she's on Robin Hoods with this
Mm.
discard deck, Green Steel discard deck.
Is it discard or is it just Green Steel
Is it just Green
value
Steel?
time?
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Okay, she was telling me it was
Was it
a
discard?
mirror. She was
Okay.
telling me it's a mirror, but
So
maybe
that might be.
she might
yeah.
just be talking about the colors. So
Yeah.
I see Hypnotize. I think there is
Yeah.
discard. I see Muses. I think there.
Yeah, so it probably is discard. I think, so your traditional Green Steel list is typically only on 6 1-drops, right? So like 4 Diablos, maybe 2 Coves.
Mm.
So having that additional Robin Hood could actually make this a very different game than I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Choosing the Ink the Hypnotize. Probably going to play Hufflums and Woozles would be cute here.
That's cute.
Ha ha ha.
No
That
questing for
Lilo
this
cannot
Lilo.
quest.
Yes.
I love the Mega Man
I mean,
sleeves.
yeah, especially if you don't have a 2-drop.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing to play there.
Huge tempo swing.
especially against aggro decks
Yep.
like this. So, all right, another Rapunzel. So that's the second one that Ray has inked.
Yep. Playing a Daisy. Very powerful card. And
Oh,
that's it.
If
Oof.
that is it, then Cat might be able to come back here.
Does she have the shift?
That's a good question. Doesn't look like it. Diablo, let's see the hand. Okay, so there's a Donald, so we opted not to play Donald because Lilo couldn't quest.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. And then we saw the big tramp, and I did not cop the last card.
It was another Rapunzel.
Another Rapunzel. Now we see why Ray is dropping all those Rapunzels into the inkwell.
Yep.
But yeah, Kat sees her options here, and she was thinking about questing maybe, but now we can't because we know that there's a Rapunzel in there.
Yep.
I believe so. Yeah. Didn't see what was inked there, but do we have a 2-drop this time to play?
Very possible. I would assume she'd probably slam it down if she did.
She's shaking her head like that was not what she wanted to see.
Yeah. I see a strength in her hand.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she understands that Rapunzel's a card.
Yep.
So
So
if
we
she
cannot-
quested with that Robin Hood, that Daisy would draw 2 cards.
Yes, absolutely.
So now I have the option to, we're going to ink the Tramp. Probably play the Donald Duck here. Ooh, Anala.
Yeah, and probably Donald Duck with that.
Yep.
Yep. Bodyguard? No? One,
Ah,
two.
bodyguards for weak, sauce-minded people.
We don't need that.
Bodyguard's not needed when all my characters have more booty. What? What are we talking
I mean,
about?
Lilo doesn't, but I guess we
Oh,
don't
I
hit.
think Raymond just realized he didn't have it enter in bodyguard, so he's just gonna pass.
Yeah. He's like, oops.
Whoops a daisy. I forgot I gotta do that when it enters. So
I mean, Lilo getting taken out, not the worst thing, I guess.
not the worst
It'll
thing.
come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh,
Okay, now we have an option. Now we could just take the Daisy instead, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, having the Diablo slam into the daisy and then the Robin Hood's not the end of the world.
Right.
I do think
Oh,
Raymond still has the
Actually,
Rapunzel.
right. So we do want to take the Daisy here.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah, I mean, because the Nala is just gonna be able to. I mean, he's got a Nala as well, so either way, it's not looking the best.
Mm.
Are we screaming Kaiba? Is that what's going on? Are we?
That says Kiba, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not a Yugi person. These are.
It's an inside joke between AC and me.
It's
You
an
guys
inside
can't
joke.
talk about inside jokes on stream. Like,
Can't
no
be
one else
inside
understands.
jokes. Yeah, that's not how this works. Oh, what's this?
Oh,
A
singing
Bruno?
a Bruno.
Maybe the Donald Duck, so he has a chance to put in bodyguard next turn.
Mm.
I'm just kidding. You
Yeah.
would never do that. Yep,
Yeah, of
doing
course.
the daisy makes
Yeah, because
sense.
we don't want the Rapunzel to get. I mean, the Nala is still on the field. We can still.
Nala is still on the field, but she has one of two cards to rip. It's a Rapunzel or a Daisy.
It's not gonna hit the Rapunzel, of course not.
Of course it is. What do you mean? Watch this.
No.
Boom, Rapunzel.
Damn it.
Bam. We got it. We're winning. Cat's
Yeah.
like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Very heads up play there. Knowing that the last card was Rapunzel, it's like, okay, well, I'm either going to stop your tempo or you're just going to draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
Oh, found another Donald. That's
Boom, boom.
crazy.
That's 3.
Yep,
Lord? We're up
going to 10.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so good news, we are at 10 lore. Bad news, we're out of gas. I think Ray is out of cards in hand. I don't think he updated his lore count either.
He is not.
Yeah.
So no, Cat will not sing Avalanche again.
No, Hans, we talked to her about this.
We talked to both players,
Yeah.
making sure they understood what Pete, what Gantu, all these cards do.
We talked to both players while looking at Cat.
So it's again, you know, this is their second time on stream, so no more first time streaming jitters.
No, yeah, we figured it out.
It's week 3 of the card, so yeah, I would agree. The
Yep.
Bruno was very powerful play there and probably helped this
Ooh,
matchup. Is
we
that a
drew a tramp? A
Ooh.
tramp. So we could up some strength here. +3.
Yep. So the
Um,
Donald can take out the
Oh,
just opting to pass.
okay.
We don't like Nala challenging things.
No.
Interesting.
I mean, Nala
like it.
couldn't take out the
Nala
Raven,
couldn't,
but
but Daisy
could
could
have.
have.
Daisy
Yeah.
could have. And I think were we scared of Calhoun? I mean, the Cat's at 0 lore.
Yeah.
Or 3 lore.
She's at
sorry.
3,
She's at
yeah.
3.
Yeah, Ray's at 10,
I need
Cat's
to
at
start looking
3.
at the dice.
Yeah.
Storm. Okay, 2 damage onto the Donald.
I'm surprised it wasn't sung by the Diablo. I don't know her hand, to be fair.
There- that's why.
That's why.
Yeah,
She had
that's
2.
why.
What was I thinking?
And so we hit the Donald so that we don't have to worry about bodyguard.
Yeah.
Seems to be the case there.
And now,
Uh,
after playing the Tramp, we know that he's in 100% top deck mode.
Right.
Not a
Christmas
bad
Hulk.
draw. Yeah, I'm wondering if holding on to that Tramp to actually take out the Calhoun this turn may have been a better option.
Right.
Just for the simple fact that Calhoun against this board is just going to feast.
Right.
I think this Calhoun is actually and Robin Hood too. They both have very similar effects where if they banish something, they gain 2 lore. So Cat's able to wipe the board and benefit from this whole situation. So
Oh, he's just going in. 1, 2, 3, 4.
flipping Ursula, just another card for her to have as ink or something else. So Raymond goes to 14. Still a very powerful place to be at with lore. But yeah.
Yeah, we do see a concern with the turn a dog has against this kind of deck, the Diablo deck, which is if he does ever play that Tramp, the 7-cost Tramp, which what it does is it costs 1 less for each other character you have on the board. and then you draw one for every other character on the board, and then discard that many cards. But if there's a Diablo on the board, then your opponent will draw as well, but they don't have to discard. So
Yep.
we might see the problem here that Ray was having, and why he opted to ink away his tramp from earlier.
When
And
she exerted 4, I thought she was going to play Avalanche. I was super excited.
Yeah, Avalanche on this board. I don't know. I guess it would have
I
taken
mean,
out.
taking out
Yeah,
the Merfolk, it puts it into Calhoun range. It would have been great.
That's fair. That is fair.
That's all. And it would have had the Daisy be at Robin Hood range. It would have all been fantastic.
Yes. But I mean, Cat is in a great spot here.
Oh,
He just
yeah.
wiped out Ray's board. And
Yeah, Raymond needs a Chernobog stat to be able to potentially come back into this game, I think.
that would be helpful.
I don't know if Raymond remembers he has the Lilo in his discard.
I
To
don't
be
think he
fair,
does.
against Calhoun and Robin Hood, you probably
Sure.
don't want to bring it
Right.
back.
That's just like here. Take 2 lore
Yeah.
this turn. Take 2 lore the next.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you probably don't because that's just giving Calhoun an extra lore every turn.
Yeah, this Robin Hood shift and this Calhoun are just putting in so much work. Whereas if you're on like your traditional Steel Song list with like Prince John and stuff like that, I think this would be a completely different game. Not saying Cat's not running those cards. We just haven't seen them yet.
Right.
Yeah, double Ursula. What was that top deck? What did you draw? Show us your secrets, Raymond.
I think
He
it was
didn't
Lady.
Show it to
I
us.
think it was the one.
Oh, the one drop lady.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I don't think it was a.
Yeah.
Don't
So
know how
Cat
about that.
seals in game numero uno against Raymond.
Yeah, Calhoun is pretty dirty into this. I think so. For Ray's case, we're gonna have to we see that a lot of his like 0-4-1-4 characters will survive against this Calhoun, against this Robin Hood. They're gonna I think he should prioritize keeping them on the board, and hopefully he gets that Rapunzel draw from it in this game. That should be able to spearhead him into victory there.
Yeah, I agree. And then again, I don't know if Cat's on Grab Your Swords, but it's very possible you quest very aggressively early on, and then you just wait until you can win the game in one turn, and just do a nice coup de grace, unless she has the spot removal, which is obviously not ideal, but probably one of your best routes to go until you can find a Chernobog. So we'll see how that goes this game.
For sure.
So let's see what Cat gets here, because I'm quite curious how different it is. Because I do know Ray is 100% on Jack's list. He did confirm that with me. He pretty much had the cards. He's like, let me build it. I want to try this at local. So this is also his first time piloting it.
Of course.
So, I looked at the list and I'm like, man, like it looks simple enough, but man, there's some convoluted lines you can have with the deck.
I will say this: I've tried it. I got the cards too because
Yeah.
I haven't built the deck, but I have the cards to build the deck because it's
Yeah.
really cool. It's really interests me, and I tried a couple games of it, and I just botched it
Yeah.
every single game. It's a very unforgiving deck that if you make even the smallest of
Yep.
mistakes, I wouldn't even call them mistakes. I would say if you play a little suboptimally, it can all go downhill from there. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, very hard deck to pilot. Big respect for everybody who tries to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. The AC said he was going to play the deck today and had the 2-drop Diablo Dueling. The AC and Daryl special that can deal with it. I think he's talking about green purple.
Yeah, I think he's talking about green purple. Yes.
Makes sense. Oh, turn 1 Daisy. That's good.
Okay. Good things. Good things.
Do we have turn 1 Robin Hood? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, I think what AC's talking about at the WCC, I did run into both this deck in my top 16 and top 8, and both my opponents agreed that this green purple discard deck just demolishes it.
Well, you're the one that ended up knocking out Jack, I think, in
Yeah,
top 8, right?
Yeah, so it was funny because after my top 16 game, he saw that I played against a deck similar to
Yeah.
his. And then he just came over and we chatted about every single way that my deck just destroys his. But we agreed with it. We were just like, oh yeah, because we have we have Bruno for the
Yeah.
Chernobog. We have Fox and all these 4 damage stuff.
Yeah.
It's super good. And then we were laughing about it. And then we read their next matchup and we were matched up against each
Oh,
other.
no.
And he was like, oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was watching you guys on stream.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I looked down and I saw you were at 3,
Yeah.
Jack was at like 13,
Yes.
and then I just see you guys packing up, and I'm like, wait, what just happened? I'm looking at the stream. The score didn't change, and
Yeah.
it was just like the Bruno on the Chernobog just
Oh, yeah.
wrapped it up.
Just wrapped it up. Oh, and we
Oh,
see
what a strong
a
opening by
very good
Cat.
opening by Cat here. Yeah, she did lose the Zeus off of the Ursula rip,
Hmm.
but she still has a Bruno to shift very luckily. But we also have the Cove, which will hopefully keep this Diablo a bit alive.
I think that Daisy is supposed to have 3 damage
It
on
should
it.
have 3 damage on it. Yes.
Interesting. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So with Diablo on the Cove, she gains strength and 1 uh willpower. So that should have been 3 damage on that Daisy. But all right, correction made, and looks like Ray gets a really good start this time with 3 1-drops to be able to swarm the field here against this one lonely bird. And we'll see if Cat can come back from this. So yeah, I think Cat definitely preemptively hit that Daisy because she's worried about getting rid of it this following turn. But I don't know, maybe
No actions.
no actions.
I hope they remember.
Turn
I
it
don't
upside down, Cat. Turn it upside down.
I don't think Ray plays actions.
He doesn't play
to be
actions,
to
no.
be fair.
There's no actions anyway.
Yeah, so having the 3 damage is very much so
Yeah,
different than
no,
having 2
yeah.
damage. So I don't think Ray was very mad about me letting him know about that.
Yeah.
Cat might have been like, "Oh, shoot, that's true."
I mean, it is nice that she also drew 3, but I think it's much worse that Ray gets
That is
3
true.
here.
That is
Yeah,
true.
because Ray getting 3, he just basically like vomited his entire hand onto
Yep.
the field, so now he has more ammo
Yep.
back into his hand, which
Did she draw the 3 off the Diablos?
yes she did.
Okay.
Yes, she
Awesome.
remembered her triggers. Very
Awesome.
nice. But yeah, it looks pretty bad here. Ray is up to 11 lore, and Cat can probably take 2 cards out here, but there is a concern. I don't think he has another Rapunzel in hand, but if he did,
He
whatever.
has a Chernobog.
Oh, he has a Chernobog.
I
Not
don't
very
think it's
helpful.
gonna come out,
Not, no,
but he has one.
he has one. No, but there's something that Cat has to worry about because there are 2 daisies on the field. Her Pete has to take something out, or else she's going to be getting run over here.
Yeah.
So once she does that, there is the option where Daisy could run into it for another 3 cards for Ray,
Yeah.
which is why this deck can go really fast, really quick.
Yeah, I think the best bet is Cat is going to have to move the Pete to the Cove to take out the Daisy, so
I
that at
think so
least
too.
anything slams into it that just gets banished. So the Rapunzel is a dead card.
Right.
It's just gonna depend on if she sees that or if she even has other things. Like I see a Robin Hood.
She wants to play something else. It looks. Oh,
Ooh,
that
that's
works
good
too. That
too.
works too. It works a lot.
That's good too. Now Raymond cannot sing songs
Yeah. This
when
is
that Pete is exerted.
this is actually also better
Yes.
because
This
now
is the one.
now the Rapunzel can't run into it.
Correct.
Because if he was only at 4, the Rapunzel could run into it.
That's
But
very true.
yeah, oh, she remembers the resist. I think she was thinking about putting a damage
She
on.
was thinking about it.
Yeah, but that P is very good. It can also take out this Rapunzel, which is sometimes an obstacle that is a little hard to get off the
2, 4,
field.
5, 6. So if he has Tramp, he can quest for 7.
Yeah, 7 still won't do it though.
I don't think he cares. I
I
think
don't
he's
think
just
so.
like, all right. Ooh, he's
He's
just like,
not
all
gonna
right,
quest
I'm not
either.
questing here.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's already, yeah, this is lethal. It makes sense not to quest here, I think.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Now,
just-
I would have loved if Kat had 2 Gravier swords in her hand. Inked, sang one, and then did
bang,
the other
bang.
one.
Uh-oh.
This is a very powerful play, though.
Okay.
Ray may have regretted not
questing
here
Yeah,
now
sure.
because of this muse.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. All his stuff costs 1. So, lesson learned. We have muses, sure. I'll quest, and then I'll just do all the stuff I need to do and replay it all.
Sure. So yeah, we're doing 2 damage to the Curse Merfolk. Makes sense. I don't want to discard any more cards. And then we're bouncing the Daisy off of the field. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 still in the field. Yeah, we just saved ourselves from lethal here. But I mean, Ray's still in a really good spot. Yeah, definitely. Maybe should have quested there. I've also forgotten about the music at that point.
Yep.
But Bruno hits the field.
So this is interesting. I did see her have another or Huffalumps and Woozles. So I think she's just trying to snipe some cards now here.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not questing. Not questing ended up being way worse than we thought because of just one card, the muses.
Ooh, that's a big hit. Raymond did not look too happy about that one.
Like, here's the thing. Like, yes, I think that's unfortunate, but also like as we were talking about, if Cat continues to have Brunos, then the turnabout hitting the field could end up being detrimental.
Very good point.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, no, Zero's not playing. He decided to join us in the booth.
I did a lot of playing this weekend.
He needed a mental break.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like being in the booth here, hanging out with my BFF Ray.
BFF, it's official.
Official. Oh yeah, here comes Ray back onto the field with all of his characters. I did see a Kit Cloud Kicker he's holding back in his hand, I think.
I did see that as well.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that he wants to flood the field, and especially since Kat just did a bunch of singing the turn before, we can maybe hope that she can't continue to do that. I do see a sudden chill. I don't know how many more songs she's going to be able to be packing onto the field here, but there's a lot of characters on Ray's field, but and while Kat can be doing a lot of singing, she actually might have trouble removing them besides two songs. I don't know. You said you saw Hefflumps?
I saw Huffalumps earlier.
I think I saw a strength. I see a strength.
A
Is that
sudden
the very last
chill.
card? Possibly.
Possibly. I wonder if she inked Huffalumps. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I don't see that. But that could be a strength at the very end. I can't see too well. But
Or maybe I got confused with the Huffalumps and the Sudden Chill artwork for a second
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I mean, this is a weird spot because like you obviously have the Muse, so you can bounce a bunch of stuff back. I'll be honest, I think you just bounce the Rapunzel because that's not something you can just continuously drop, right? It's not a bunch of these one drops
see
or
what you
two
mean.
drops.
yes.
So yeah, he could gain card draw from it, but that's him using 4 of his ink to do that as opposed to, all right, cool, you bounced 2 of my one drop characters, my daisies. I'm just gonna replay them next turn.
Yeah, I mean that's a really hard thing to think about, especially the other problem that Kat has is she's only at 1 lore. So if you do bounce the Rapunzel back and you keep giving Ray more cards, that's also something to think about. But I think either yes, I think your situation is a little better because we don't keep because the muses can only have so many songs to fill the
Right.
muses. So I think you're correct that the Rapunzel might be the one that you want to be bouncing back here.
But eventually, you want to just start banishing these things. And I don't know if Cat's on Under the Sea as well, because that could be a very powerful card, like right here. Like, I'm not gonna bounce your stuff. We're just gonna put it at the bottom of your deck. Good luck.
I will say, so while I was thinking about this deck, that was one thing I was so scared of. I was like, what
Under
do
the
I,
Sea?
yeah, what do I do if Under the Sea hits me? It's
Yeah.
like, I literally just lose because the whole point of this deck is when everything gets banished, boom, turnabout hits the
Yep.
field. But if you put him under my deck, I'm like, okay, well, what do I do now?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, that will definitely be a concern if that starts becoming a meta card. Like, at least I think so. I'm trying to think of what plays Under the Sea. I think Green Steel we don't see too much, but Cat might be running it because
True.
she's running stuff like Robin Hood, which really helps Under the Sea because you can
Yep.
shift into the 5, and then with something like Diablo already on the field, boom, you have Under the Sea, right? So
Exactly.
that could be something that's being played. But besides that, we look at Green Blue. At least Churna Dogs can outrace them. Like they take some time to get up to the Under the Sea. And but the one that really concerns me is the green yellow discard, where they definitely run Under the Sea. So hopefully, Churna Dogs. I'm not sure about the matchup, but it sounds just like Under the Sea would
Yeah.
kind of ruin your day. So that's kind of my thoughts so far, at least.
Yeah, and it does look like Pete took out the Rapunzel, which was also another option, which makes sense. We're going to then just hardcast the Sudden Chill. Oh, she found a strength, so now we can take out the Daisy here.
Oh, I think she had that because I saw it
Yeah.
tucked away, I believe. So, okay,
Yeah.
so Cat is looking like way better here right
I
now.
think you bounced the Lady in this spot for the simple fact that Nala is always a guaranteed 1 lore, whereas Lady could be 2.
That's true. I agree.
And you obviously have the Pete to take out the Nala, so yeah, makes sense here.
Yep.
So raise that 15. So close to victory, he can taste it. Weird spot to be in with a Muse on the board. So yeah, Kat's in a very good spot. She's got character. She's got a Cove. The Cove has not done anything except help Raymond draw cards this game.
It's keeping the Diablo alive.
Yeah, absolutely. That is true.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as Kat can keep seeing songs, she should be able to take this game. Looks like she drew a Prince John, so I see a shift Robin Hood to Prince John.
Does
And
she have
then-
more songs? That is the question. Because if she
I
does
don't
not,
think so.
if she does not, Ray might have this here. I'm trying to see what.
Not one single song in hand.
I mean, she's been singing a lot, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where Muse is very powerful, and then also is not that great when you don't have songs. So I don't see any other option for her to draw. I see the Robin Hood, so that's great and all. But with Raymond at 16,
Yep.
she needs to remove one of the characters that's not exerted.
Yeah.
So
But no, it doesn't look like it.
yeah. So we're gonna be going to a game 3 here. Kat's gonna be on the play with Green Steel. We saw the power of the Muse. We saw the power of the Robin Hood.
Oh yeah.
And then we saw the power of, was it 21 drops?
Yeah.
The power of 21 drops, and then aggro
Just
deck.
getting bounced back and play it again and bounce back and play it again. So yeah, maybe what you were talking about there, that might have been the saving grace if we bounced to Rapunzel, maybe. Just
Yeah.
because Cat had so many songs.
Yeah.
So many songs.
Well, yeah. At that point, it was she chose to banish it, which is definitely the
course.
smarter decision
Yeah,
there. I
with the
didn't,
Pete
I didn't
option.
even see that because I forgot that she had Pete.
Yeah, she had Pete. Yes.
So that makes a lot more sense. It's going to come down to this game if Kat's able to get maybe a turn 1 Robin Hood, turn 2 Calhoun. And if she's able to do that, I think that's probably going to win the game alone.
Yeah.
Calhoun's very powerful into this matchup. She's able to shift the Robin Hood because that's pretty much what won her game 1 was the
Yeah.
Calhoun and the shifted Robin Hood.
Yeah,
Like,
and,
that's just rough to deal with.
And I think if we see Ray do the same thing he did in game 2, where he just flooded the board with 1-drops, then again the Muses is probably going to be very, very important for this matchup. So.
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely. So we're gonna see what happens here. Green Steel, we didn't really see that much this weekend. We saw a couple people. I know Sean was on it.
Yeah, toxic.
I don't want to hear it. Purple green discard guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly the superior one because I think
I think I made somebody cry.
you made somebody cry. You're not supposed to do that with Disney princesses. We're supposed to be all happy,
No,
happy, fun,
I'm
joy,
playing
joy.
Diablo, who is Maleficent's bird. He's a villain, so I think that's what we're supposed to do.
Bouncing discard, not toxic. That's what I'm saying, and I'm
Oh,
sharing
yeah.
a booth with this man. That's crazy.
I bounced a Lucifer after I made him discard his own, and he got a Hiram back, and then he
Oh,
was like, "Oh
no.
yeah, I get to draw cards again," and I
You're
Lucifered
like,
him
yeah,
again.
sure. Draw your cards. Guess what? Lucifer again.
Lucifer again.
XD. Oh man. So I want chat to let me know what they think is more toxic in this game right now. Is it discard or is it red blue?
See, here's the thing. I think it's look. Here's the thing. I think
All right,
it's
lay
blue.
it on me. Why?
Everyone's been talking that all I see all day on social media is we gotta ban blue, which is why this is the best time to play discard. I picked the time to play discard where like everyone's cheering me on for winning.
I don't
discard,
know. Chat
which
says
is
something
funny.
different right now. They're
Oh,
not a big
everyone
fan
hates
of
discard?
See, so here's my rebuttal to the whole blue thing, right?
Yes.
So blue, I am not denying the power of blue. It's got a lot of brand new cards
yeah.
that
Oh,
are
yeah.
very powerful, right?
Yes. Yes.
My thing is, at least we give you hope. We give you hope that you're gonna win the game, right? And then when the
Yeah.
big Sisu comes on the board, all that hope is taken
You could
away.
say that's meaner.
I mean, maybe, but at least you get to play the game.
Yeah.
Whereas this card, I mean, there's been times I played against blue steel or green steel, especially back in Bucky era. Don't get me started with that.
Yeah.
But there will be times I'm stuck at 4 ink as red blue, and I did nothing. I wasn't able to do anything the rest of the game. So
I think
granted, that's
yeah.
a god hand, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't happen every single game, but definitely interesting.
Ooh. Oh, interesting here. Okay, so Kat has 2 Prince Johns and a Muses in hand. She does have the Muses, but she doesn't have any songs to back it up. But she has a Diablo out on
Yep.
the field already. And yeah, I think this is one thing that I was also talking with Ghosty about, Jack from
Okay.
WWC, but we were saying like this Diablo is kind of a problem. So
Yep.
we might want to pack some evasives. I think he was saying he didn't expect um, at least
As
so
much
much,
green.
yeah,
Yeah.
or at least that much Diablo to grace the fields. And then we were
Yeah.
talking about options like stuff like Pegasus entering the deck is a good option.
Sure.
Something like Gazelle is a good option
Yeah.
to make you be able to get rid of that. But
Ooh, Kid bouncing the.
that's the other thing, yeah.
Oh,
Kid
that's
Cloud
so
Kicker,
good.
Cloud
Well,
very helpful.
yeah. Well, Jack
Yeah.
Ghosty is running it for that reason.
Yes,
to
for
help
that reason,
to
yeah.
do it. Obviously, with Cove on the board, it's
Right.
a little bit more
So
rough.
yeah, like we did talk about this too, where he's like, this is normally my solution is I will Kid Cloud Kicker to Diablo and then problem solved, right? But then he was saying in green purple, you have like 10 Diablos,
Yeah.
so I bounce it and then you shift it on
Yeah.
a different one.
Yep, absolutely.
And yeah, so yeah, that's what we were talking about for sure.
Yeah.
We see the Rapunzel again. so,
Sasuke. I feel like I know that name.
Hey, Sasuke. We got
AC knows him.
AC notes.
That means I gotta know him, right? That's how that works.
I think that's how it works.
Transitive property of mathematics or
I
something.
think all of AC's friends are our friends.
True.
Yeah, just by
Exactly.
transitive property.
All right, so we got Prince John, Robin Hood, Diablo. She's got a full grip of cards. The Diablo was not solved very early. Did you guys see me cast over the weekend with Jeeves? I did not, and I don't think Daryl did either. For the simple fact that we both competed. We were competing.
We'll watch
so,
it. We'll watch
yeah.
it. Look, here's the thing. I think Ray Ray's collecting casters like Infinity Stones, so you can probably talk to him.
I am collecting casters as Infinity Stones. Trying to see, I consider it an audition. We're trying to see what's the best fit, what the best way to go about this is. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, casting is fun. But I know, like, you, AC, myself, we also want to play the game, too. So, the more the merrier. So, yeah, definitely we'll see.
Sasuke. if we ever commentate together, you're gonna hear that a lot.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, so now Raymond's got a full board here.
He is looking so much better in this situation.
Yeah,
but
he's in top deck mode. Does she still have the muses? Is the
Yes.
question. I would assume so.
if he top decks something like, oh well, no, I was gonna say Tramp, but with nothing else in hand.
Ooh.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Ah.
I was gonna shifting Robin Hood is pretty good here, especially with some targets to be able to remove for that 2 lore.
Yeah. As a Raymond already at 9, so let's see. Have the Diablo and the Robin Hood take out the Daisy to slow it down a little bit. Looks like it's just taking out the kit, which makes sense too. So then Raymond's gonna swing back with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 if he top decks a Tramp.
Yes.
Which I believe that 7 cost Tramp would be very awkward to play here because he's just gonna draw and discard everything.
It is awkward, but yeah.
It's still not bad if you want to be on the super aggro train. I think it's going to depend. Well, with Cat shifting here, she's not threatening with Muse in any type of way. So definitely interesting to see what she decides to do. So she ain't the 3-drop double sing Ursula.
Yeah, I did get distracted by our little argument there. Does she still have the Muse in her hand, or
I don't know, to be honest. Trying to see.
I got really heated.
I would assume so. Well, I mean, you got heated. Why? Because we agree that this card is toxic?
I'm not saying this card is not toxic. I acknowledge the... Okay, we're on this again.
Let's focus.
No, I'm
Focus.
just saying, I acknowledge it's more toxic. We were saying which is more toxic.
True. Between red blue. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right, so let's see here. Raymond doing some quick math, going to 12. Going
that
to
goes to 16?
16, yeah.
That's pretty high.
Got double daisy triggers.
That hit Storm.
Oh! So if she did have Muse, those are some pretty important cards.
Those are important cards to hit, yeah. Especially the Storm was on top. Oh, she still got a
another Storm.
But since the Storm was on top, that means she would have went Storm into the
Sudden
Chill.
Chill. Yep.
That would have been great.
And with Prince John, she would have went into the
Other
other storm.
storms.
Oh no, those daisies actually probably saved him this game.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We're not even sure if he had the Muse.
Yeah. True.
But I mean, if I was Cat, I would have kept it.
She has to have.
Oh,
Muse,
she had
right?
it. I saw it.
Yeah, at the
I saw
very
it.
end. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be
Dang.
an interesting decision to ink the Muse here in this matchup,
Right.
especially when it was so helpful in game 2
Yeah,
for her.
I don't think she would have. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. But yeah, but oh man, that would have been crazy. The muses into all those songs.
She would have been effectively able to banish/bounce everything that was in.
I think she could have cleared the board.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, storm. One storm takes out the lady. Bounce that, or yeah, I was like bounce the
Gotta play
daisies. I guess
Muse
she
here,
bounced the
right?
daisies.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Now we're gonna sing a
So
storm.
now we have options.
Yeah.
So Storm can take out Lady because it's a 1/2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can do that. We can bounce something. Option. And then everything else gets to stay. Oh man, that would have been crazy for her if she got that line that we were talking about. So yeah, storm. Going to hit the lady, of
Yep.
course, and then we're gonna bounce
The
Daisy, I assume.
I don't think she's inked this turn either, so she
Okay.
has another 2-drop song. She can then
she could
play it. Yep.
Mhm.
I don't think I,
don't
see
think,
it
I
though.
don't think. I think she got them all bottom decked by Ray.
Yeah.
Daisy's coming in clutch the other way.
Yeah.
We usually don't see that, but that may be.
Well, he's only able to go to 8 or
That's-
19 next turn,
that's
so
true.
she's not out of it yet.
She's not out of it yet.
But it does require her to draw multiple songs next turn.
Yeah, I mean,
And we
so,
saw 2 go to the bottom.
that's true. Well, we'll have to see what Ray top decks for sure.
Yeah.
But depending, I mean, does she even need a song next turn? Because if Ray quests, well, yes, she does.
'Cause
Because
she
he
ha-
has to get rid of whatever he
yeah,
plays if he can play
exactly.
it. Yeah, he has more cards than I thought.
Ooh,
So
I think I saw a Donald Duck.
I see a Chernobyl.
I see
I
that
see a
as
Rapunzel.
well.
That looks scary as heck.
So interesting here. He can slam. Oh, I guess he could. I think if he slammed the Ursula into the Robin Hood, he would have been able to play the Chernobog this turn.
Mm.
But then you're at the mercy of Bruno, right?
Of Bruno. That's always a concern. I think it's better like this, naturally build up
Yep.
to the Chernobog.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because here's the other thing. Playing something like Rapunzel here, right? We're threatening Kat if she has nothing, no songs, then she still has to find some way to answer this Rapunzel.
Yep.
If Bruno is the only song she has to play it now, and then Turnabout is even safer.
I don't think I see an action in any type of way in her hand.
Did Ray just clutch this?
Those daisies,
Those
flipping those 2
daisies.
songs.
That is insane. Like knowing what we know.
Get rid of that
boy.
Chernobog. Get rid of
Yeah.
that daisy. We don't want those
We don't want it.
shenanigans.
Like, she gets to draw two.
Oh, Prince
She gets to draw two.
What?
Did she get something?
Did she get it? Nadas tostadas, I think.
I don't think so.
Double
Oh,
P.
that was almost there. Does she have something? Oh, she doesn't. That would have been clutch too.
That would have been crazy.
Wow, this was a great game. This was super close. That is crazy because Daisy bopped the only 2 songs on top, and then right after that, like Kat got 1 song, and
Yeah.
everything after that was characters. So, wow, Daisy
Yeah.
MVP in this last
If
game.
he decided not to quest with that one of those
daisies.
it would have turned into a completely different game.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that's crazy because I think he also learned from the last game where he held back 1 turn and it cost him it didn't cost him the game. It almost cost him the game. And then learning from that, he's just like, oh, no more. Everything gets quested this game, and that saved him this time. So
Yeah. Maybe he won't quest though. You don't know.
Oh yeah, you never know. Of course.
Quest with the Ursula. Wow. Green players are so toxic, and they
What are
give
you
us red
talking
blue
about?
players shenanigans.
He's against discard this game.
I understand that, but it's just a green thing, right?
Oh,
You guys
okay.
have to be like,
Okay,
oh, let me discard your
green-
songs.
right.
Like, I'm just trying to play some B preps and how far I'll go.
I
That's all
I
I'm
call
saying.
it balance. Like blue cards are so broken, green cards discard them. That's just
Oh,
and
okay.
now the scales are balanced again.
The logic makes sense.
right.
So, I think we don't have a feature match anymore, so that's gonna end our stream for tonight. I
Super
wanna-
fun games. I
Yeah,
really
super fun
enjoyed
games
watching.
today. Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, we are Nerd Rage Gaming here in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We stream our locals every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. So yeah, just want to.
Yeah, hater.
Yeah,
If he
well,
called you a
what can I
hater
say?
too.
What can I say? So just again, want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching us, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Have a good
Bye.
one.